home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Holmes out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey now, only 3 more days until the Super Bowl. You can feel the excitement. Only 5 more hours until the NBA trade deadline. You can feel what the hell's going to happen. We'll cover all of it over the next 4 hours, including how Framber Valdez going to Detroit impacts the Yankees and the Mets. But I stress to you, Tiki Barber, very calmly, that it's 82 games in a long basketball season, and we need to take a deep breath. We can't overreact to wins. We can't overreact to losses. We need to take a deep breath. And so we will do that, but we have to acknowledge that last night at Madison Square Garden was awesome. And it became very close to not being awesome. We were very, very close to this day on Sports Talk Radio being about officials and being about Mikal Bridges, because you barely hear it mentioned when talking about last night's incredible double overtime victory by the New York Knicks over the Denver Nuggets. But Mikal Bridges' loose ball foul, which basically forced overtime, or second overtime, right. I can't even remember when it happened in the game, was so nuts and so stupid all at the same time. It's another reason why the Knicks feel different, because in years past, when a play like that happens, you then find a way to lose. Right. But credit to this New York Knicks team, despite Mikal Bridges having an all-time bad day, including an all-bad-time foul.
What are you talking about?
He
knocked down that corner three that was amazing.
That was at the very end, but sure.
Right. It was kind of foregone at that point. But, yeah, you're right. Look, this is why, as a Knicks fan, you start to feel like, yeah, we don't need Giannis. Yeah, we're good without Giannis. We can pull off victories like this against one of the better teams in the West. And we didn't have Giannis. We didn't even play our best game. And you found a way to win it. And so the narrative around the trade deadline, which is in 5 hours or so, is something that I think it was exciting to think about and to talk about. But you said this from the very beginning, Evan, and you're right. If Giannis is on this team right now, I don't know if they win that game.
Well, it's just everything's so different.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
It just is Mikal Bridges being bad and then nailing a corner three-pointer, or Jalen Brunson now having to play in a different capacity, or missing the shot from Cat, meaning the range from Cat. Do you win that game without it? And Mitchell Robinson playing pretty stout defense on Jokic. Like, does that happen if Giannis is here instead of the current formation of this team? Probably not. So when you win the game like this, you start to convince yourself, we're good. We can compete with anybody.
And calm me down if I'm over-exaggerating, because I always do. Again, try to stress, it's 82 games. We can't make too much of win streaks and losing streaks. And I think a lot of us made a lot of the losing streak from 17 days ago. It wasn't that long ago, and vice versa now. Here's the one thing I will take out of last night that I feel very strongly in, which is that even though, at best, he plays 23 minutes a night, and even though they have to treat him with kid gloves by sitting him on back-to-backs, Mitchell Robinson does things on the floor that very few players in basketball do. Like, you look at a guy like OG Anunoby, you love him. Mikal Bridges on certain nights, you love him. Even Jalen Brunson. There are other guys like them. Mitchell Robinson, and I'm not saying he's better than all of them, but Mitchell Robinson, from the size, from the ability to guard a Jamal Murray on the perimeter and force a shot clock violation, to defending Jokic in the paint one-on-one and doing both brilliantly, how many guys in this sport can do that? Right. And the answer is not many. Right. And so the one thing I took away from last night's victory, more than anything else, because I already know Jalen Brunson's clutch. You don't have to tell me that. We all know.
Brunson flops a lot.
We also know that, too. We know that Karl Anthony Towns has nights like last night. Like, he'll have great nights. He'll also have bad nights. The best part of Cat last night is the imagery of him being bloodied and then coming back in the game. It, adds to it beats the toughness kind of angle that people have on him that isn't true. Right. Mikal Bridges has off nights. So all that stuff we've seen before. And we expect it. But Mitchell Robinson, what he did last night, I started to write it down because it was so ridiculous. Up 2 with less than a minute to go in regulation, he's defending the Joker one-on-one in the paint. And he didn't need any help.
Nope.
And Mitchell Robinson was with him every step of the way and forced Jokic into a bad shot.
Right. No matter where he went, he was with him.
Oh, my God. Like glue. Like peanut butter on jelly. Tie game with a minute to go. Now he's doing the exact opposite. He's defending Jamal Murray, who the Knicks couldn't stop in this game, on the perimeter, forcing him into a shot clock violation. Up 4 with 3 minutes to go. I forget who was driving. Brown drives into the paint, and Mitchell Robinson slaps it away. Or how about a tie game with about 3 seconds to go in the first overtime, and he's bouncing between Jokic and Jamal Murray, or him fighting through screens. Like, Mitchell Robinson, in the most insane way, put on a clinic last night.
Yeah, he did.
And he's the guy who I put my arms around if I'm a Knicks fan and say, Mitch, I need you.
Yeah.
You are the difference maker. You're the guy who could be the difference between us getting to an NBA Finals and not. And you know what? And for anyone who thinks that's crazy, let me ask you something. Game 6 against the Celtics last year, what do you think of from that game? Besides Juan Soto returning to Yankee Stadium. You know what you think of? Mitchell Robinson's kick-ass defense. That's what you think of. You think of Mitchell Robinson.
I didn't actually.
You don't think of that?
But now that you say it, I do. But it's not what I think about.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just think
what
about
do you think of from that game? It was a blowout. They won by 80.
Yeah, the fact that it was a blowout.
Oh, just exactly.
That it was just a non-game. Like, anticlimactic.
You don't think
and
of
I get it because Tatum was out already. But that's what I just like. I don't even think about it.
I completely. Yes, I think that it was a blowout, but I think of Mitchell Robinson going from the paint to the perimeter, back to the paint like a demon. He is so unique and so special. And so I'm not going to attach the craziness that he's like the best player in basketball. We all know that.
Well,
but he is so unique and valuable to this team that they need to protect him at all costs. And so when he sits on back-to-backs against crappy teams, last night is why. Because a guy with the ability to defend Joker in the paint and Jamal on the perimeter, the way he did last night, he's the reason they won last night. You give me all you want about Jalen Brunson. We know he's clutch. He's awesome. He's this, he's that. They won last night because Mitchell Robinson does things defensively that no one else can do.
No, you're right. And it's why when you look at this team, you say they can win. They can beat anybody. Because if Mitchell Robinson plays games like that, then the one thing that you worry about with the Knicks, which is their defense and sometimes their apathy towards it, there's one guy who's never going to be apathetic towards defense, and that's Mitchell Robinson.
Well, I think the other thing, and you mentioned apathy, that we also need to get through our heads, and I think today's a great day to do it, the day of the trade deadline. The Knicks have won 8 in a row. Knicks fans are giddy again. I want to warn you about something, but it'll make you feel good too. I'm going to warn you that what they're doing right now isn't going to last for the rest of the regular season. And what I'm going to warn you about is there are going to be games, maybe against mediocre teams, maybe even it happens tomorrow night against Detroit, I have no idea, or Sunday against the Celtics, where they're going to play apathetic. They're going to play tired, and they're going to go through the motions because that's a long NBA season. And what we need to do from that is not panic because this is the kind of the nature of a long NBA season. I think the Knicks have proven to us that they are a damn good team. They've proven to us that they are more than capable of getting to the NBA Finals. Are they perfect? Of course not. Should you still have worries about Karl Anthony Towns in the playoffs? Yeah. I don't think a bloody game against the Nuggets should necessarily change that either. But what we need to be reminded of over the course of a long-ass regular season is that these highs and these lows, they don't actually define who you are.
No, they don't. But I think the highs are easy to draw upon as an example of what you can do. The lows, if you're smart, you just get rid of. Regular season lows, you get rid of.
Right.
We proved this last year with the Boston Celtics.
Meant nothing.
It meant absolutely nothing. What mattered was once you got into the postseason, how high could you get?
Right. And before this season started, so I'll put this on record because I did it before the season started. My NBA Finals prediction was what you saw last night, was the Knicks against the Nuggets. That was my prediction. You don't remember that? He doesn't care.
I mean, I think I remember. Who did I say?
I don't remember what you said. I'm telling you what I said. I said Knicks Nuggets.
Thunder? I think you went for a repeat.
Yeah,
I think I did go repeat, but I don't think exact repeat.
No, I think you went Thunder.
Thunder somebody. Thunder go back to back.
Right, yeah. I went out on a limb that this is the year Denver gets back there. If I'm right, and we're sitting here in how many months? 5 months with a Nuggets-Knicks NBA Finals?
Wow, it's 5 months.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
What happened last night doesn't matter.
No,
It was a great, fun game that I think people are talking about at water coolers today because it was unique. It was double overtime. You had stars playing. You had aggressiveness. You had everything you would want in a kind of classic game at Madison Square Garden. But I'd be the first to tell you, and I think most of us deep down would realize this has no bearing on what happens in the NBA Finals.
No.
But it was a fun night, and it reminds you of what this Knicks team is capable of.
Well, it also gives you something in the middle of the season that makes you think or realize that basketball can be fun in the regular season.
Yes, it happens every once in a while.
And it does every once in a while. However, if I was Sean Morash, I'm putting every dollar I have on the Detroit Pistons.
Yep.
Not even thinking twice about it.
Sean Morash will be doing that.
Double overtime game against one of the best teams in the West, and it was a grind, man.
Yeah, but
we're going to win that and then put it on heads on the coin toss in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
First of all, here's why you're not being kind of fair about this.
Why?
The Pistons play tonight. The Knicks don't. So tomorrow night's game will feature Detroit on a back-to-back. Now, granted, the Pistons are playing the Wizards tonight.
Exactly. They're going to rest everybody.
Their
G League team's going to be on the court the second half.
The other thing about last night and I'm going to be fully transparent about this because I admit sometimes over the course of a game, whether it's a Yankee game, Met game, basketball game, I thought my team was going to lose, or I thought your team was going to win. Last night, when Mikal Bridges was called for a loose ball foul right under the basket as time was expiring, and 2 free throws were awarded and then hit and forced overtime, I said to myself, because everyone was sleeping, this is going to be a brutal loss. This is like a typical, painful New York Knicks loss. And I could already hear it in my head. I could hear it from all the shills, all the Knicks fan shills around here, Craig Horton, about, it was the officials. They can't call that.
Yeah, they can.
And so I pulled a clip that I was going to use to back up the officials because I thought the officials were going to be ridiculed for last night. And here is the clip. Do you trust Clyde Frasier?
Of course I do.
Hey, Sean.
He was classic last night.
Oh, trust me. We got more of where this comes from. Do you trust Clyde Frasier, Sean?
Of course, with my life.
He was emotional last night.
He was. I want to play you a clip right after that loose ball foul was called on Mikal Bridges, and the Garden is apoplectic.
Apoplectic. There you go.
And everyone's throwing remotes at their TV, the officials. This is ridiculous. Here is what Clyde Frasier said about the play under the basket involving Mikal Bridges that eventually would lead to the Denver Nuggets tying the game.
Bridges mauling the guy right there.
Bang!
Mauling the guy.
That's Clyde Frasier.
Keeping it real.
He was keeping it real. Now, here's what I would tell you. I'm still stunned that they called it. Because even though there was a mauling, in the words of the great Clyde Frasier, I don't know, man.
Don't you as the official, all right, it's time to go.
That's a swallow the whistle moment.
Yeah.
That's like, man, what time was that? Was that dinner reservation? Man, we still make it to what time's the bar close? You called that? Oh, come on, bro.
I was very surprised they called it. I was saying it to a buddy of mine who's a Knicks fan who said, hey, dude, it was a foul.
Of
and I
course
think
it was.
A part of the reason why he said that is that Mikal Bridges sucked last night. Until he hit that corner 3 in the second overtime.
Right.
Mikal was having like an all-time bad game. And so that was an easy pile-on effort on Mikal Bridges. But even I was admitting, yes, he mauled him. Clyde's right. But are we really calling that with a tenth of a second to go? But when those 2 free throws were hit, I thought, man, the Knicks are going to lose this game. And a credit to Jalen Brunson, obviously Mitch, who we just put over, they were able to respond. And I honestly think that's a really good sign about this basketball team to have something like that happen. This egregious call in their minds. Look at Karl Anthony Towns on the bench. He was walking over like he thought the game was over and then was stunned to realize, oh, my God, there's 2 free throws coming up. I think the Knicks, to their credit, as part of the story of last night, was the poise that they showed overcoming that call.
Yeah. I mean, Mikal Bridges, I don't even think I realized the stat line. No, I'm just looking at it right now.
He was awful last night.
He was awful.
And remember, that 3, the 1 3 he hit, one of 2 field goals he hit, occurred with, a minute to go in the second overtime?
Yeah.
Which is a credit to him. Like, it was a big shot.
Right, he was still dialed in, doing what he needed to do, but he was bad.
He was bad. But you know what? Other guys stepped up, and they found a way to win. Now, you mentioned Clyde Frasier. You want more where that came from?
Of course I
Because I've said this many times, the man is a living legend. And if you heard the top of the show in the last 10 minutes, we just waxed poetic about Mitchell Robinson. And how can you not? The guy has been unbelievable defensively and makes such an impact when he's on the floor. Last night, he was called for a foul versus Nikola Jokic on the perimeter.
In double overtime. I think with the Knicks up by 6 or 7. Yeah.
So it was one of those like bad fouls.
Yeah. Don't foul him.
And
at the perimeter. So, like, it's one thing if it's in the paint. This is at the perimeter.
And it's a bad foul. Like, no one will dispute that. As much as I respect Mitch and the night he had last night, bad foul. What I didn't expect is that Clyde Frasier would go nuclear on Mitchell Robinson. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the great Clyde Frasier calling out Mitch for a stupid foul in double overtime.
Jokic can't get away from Robinson.
Come on, Rob. Come on. Playing hard, but not smart.
Bit of a flail on the lower half from Jokic. Let's see.
You're 7 feet tall, man. All you got to do is be tall right here. Just be tall. Look at that. He leaves his feet. You can't fault the man. He's had a tremendous night tonight with his hustle work. At this time, man, ill-advised foul sending Jokic to the line. The guy hasn't made one. Let him shoot it.
He just kept going. Let him shoot it. Just be tall, man.
But there was another Clyde Frasier rip job that you may have missed from the other day that I have to play for you. This is the Wizards game.
Okay.
Okay.
I missed this one.
So the Knicks are up by 25 in the second quarter. Still relatively early in the game.
Right.
But they're up by 25, and OG Anunoby makes this hustle play out of bounds. Like he's falling out of bounds to save a loose ball. And Tyler Murray, who's really good, by the way, went out of his way to say, boy, you got to give OG credit. That's a great hustle play by OG Anunoby in a 25-point game in the second quarter. Clyde Frasier disagreed.
How about this hustle from Anunoby, by the way, in a game the Knicks are leading by 27?
It's foolish.
Well, the Washington Capitals play here as well. Alex Ovechkin and company to the boards.
Like I'm saying with Bronson, it's foolish, man. You can't get injured on something like that, man. You like the effort. Playing hard, but definitely not smart at this point. Come on. Can't afford to lose you, bro.
You're not wrong.
That's foolish.
That's foolish, man.
Dude, he keeps it. I love when he keeps it real like that.
Oh,
it's one thing when he's just analyzing and he's talking about this, whatever, the game, whatever's going on. But when he just keeps it emotionally real, that's when he's at his best.
He's going to tell you what's on his mind.
No
That's
doubt.
for damn sure. And I think he added a lot to last night's victory.
Right.
Not only was it this classic matchup between, yes, potentially an NBA Finals preview, but you had Clyde making it bigger and better. We'll get your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. Not just the Knicks win last night, but what's going to happen in the next 5 hours. The Knicks made a minor trade yesterday. We'll explain its impact. And what will they do today? And what else is happening in the NBA, including a former Knick being traded, and, of course, the Giannis sweepstakes. 888-808-1019. Also coming up a little bit later on, why the city of Boston hates Tom Brady. We're live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
This portion of the program was sponsored by Ray Catena, Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
Mercedes-Benz of Edison is more than a dealership. They're a luxury destination where exceptional vehicles meet exceptional people. It's why Cars.com named Mercedes-Benz of Edison the top Mercedes-Benz dealer in the U.S. for 2025. Discover yours at RayCatinaEdison.com.
The Rutgers men's basketball team is back in action this winter at Jersey Mike's Arena. Join the fun and don't miss the excitement on the court as head coach Steve Peichel and the Scarlet Knights take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten Conference. Limited tickets are still available to come cheer on your Scarlet Knights. For more information or to purchase Rutgers men's basketball tickets, visit ScarletKnights.com. That's ScarletKnights.com. And go RU.
Boomer here. If you care about cooking your meat to perfection as much as I do, the IQ Sense Smart Meat Thermometer from Chef IQ wirelessly monitors your food's internal temperature in real time and pairs with the Chef IQ app to tell you when it's time to flip, rest, and serve. So there's no guesswork, there's no overcooking, just perfect USDA safe temps every single time. It even connects to the new Chef IQ mini oven for hands-off precision cooking. So why not grab yours today at chefiq.com, code word BOOMER to save 30% at checkout.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Cooper Electric and Southwire can help you pull wire 4 times faster. With Southwire's Simple Reel, setup is quick, installation is smooth, and once you use it, you'll never want to do a job without it. You can rent it or buy it today from Cooper Electric. Plus, with easy online ordering and local branches all across the tri-state, Cooper makes it simple to keep your projects moving. Visit cooper-electric.com today. That's cooper-electric.com. Cooper Electric, our knowledge is electric.
Win or lose, you've still got to eat. From February 4th through the 8th, or while supplies last, Boiling Bay Seafood is heating things up with a $5 and up seafood sale. Get $5 crawfish, $5 mussels, $5 shrimp, and snow crab clusters just $5.99 a pound. Miss the big game? No problem. The sale goes all week. Plus, a 10-pound king crab case, $399 plus shipping. Order now at boilingbay.com. Boiling Bay Seafood. The party doesn't end at the final whistle.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We are by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save an average of $713 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
As the owner, coach, and quarterback of your small business, you call the shots. From inventory to payroll and more. Now it's time to bring in LendSeek, your funding MVP. No delay of game here. Get up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours for business lines of credit or term loans. Let LendSeek's AI marketplace assist you in making the winning play and score that touchdown. Apply at lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
Hey, it's Tiki. Even at 50 years old, I still train hard, and recovery matters. That's why I use GAT Sports' new creatine chews. No powder, no mess, no shaker cups. Just great flavors like grape cotton candy, lemon lime, and my favorite, fruit punch on the go. 5 grams of creatine per serving. Save 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com with code TIKI30. That's GAT Sport.com with code TIKI30. GAT Creatine Chews. Fuel up, compete harder. Let's go.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither will the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
With Grubhub, there's no fees on restaurant orders over $50. You eat the food, Grubhub will eat the fees.
Wait, Grubhub is going to eat the fees?
Wait, like the receipts? It's a metaphor. No delivery fees, no service fees. Only on Grubhub.
Grubhub will eat the fees!
Details at Grubhub.com.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. We're talking Yankees and Mets as we get you ready for the 2026 season. From the time pitchers and catchers report through opening day.
There's a high drive. That's leaving the yard.
The hot stove is fired up on the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Coming up, and I promise you this in the next 20 minutes because the people are demanding it. Sean Morash, diehard Ranger fan.
I'm a fat moron.
Responds to what happened yesterday afternoon. Artemi Panarin traded away to the Los Angeles Kings. So we will get Sean's unfiltered reaction to the decision that we kind of knew was inevitable since the letter went out to trade him, before the roster freeze deadline, and to also trade him to the Los Angeles Kings for what they got back.
Did you weep a little bit?
No weeping. No weeping. I just spilled
What
jelly.
a screw job!
I just spilled jelly on my sweatshirt.
See, you're flustered.
He is flustered. He will try to collect his thoughts in the next 20 minutes. We'll hear his thoughts on the Panarin trade. Now, the Knicks made a trade yesterday real quick on what it means because it's very boring and dull, but I do want to explain it. They did dump Gershon Yabusele, who just didn't work here. I think a part of it was, I hate to say it, Mike Brown. He just didn't fit him well into this system.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing because he was so, I won't say valuable, but he was useful in Philly last year.
It just didn't work here. And I think even Yabusele has said that it just wasn't the right fit for him. So the Knicks were looking to dump the $5.5 million owed to him this year and next year. And they got back Dalen Terry from Chicago, who, has potential. He's young. I guess he can guard 1 through 5. Will he get rotation minutes around here? Probably not. I mean, that's the thing. He's a body, and yes, we may see a little bit of him, but I would doubt that Dalen Terry is getting a real opportunity in the postseason when things matter. So really, this was about moving the second apron number for the Knicks, $100,000, and dumping Yabusele's contract for next year. So it's minor stuff. I mean, it's important stuff, but minor in terms of improving this team right now. If they ever get anything out of Dalen Terry, great. But my assumption is the minutes we'll see from him will be limited. It'll be during the regular season, and really everything is judged on, are you going to help this team in the playoffs? And that's how I would view any move the Knicks make between now and 3 o'clock. Okay, is this guy in a playoff rotation? Is this guy helping me? Yves Missy is a guy you've heard a lot about. He's a backup big. And what I question about Yves Missy is he going to play a lot? I mean, he seems like insurance in case they lose Mitchell Robinson next year.
Right.
He's a young 21-year-old, a big who can defend and is a good rebounder, doesn't stretch the floor. So, I'm not saying it's a bad move. I'm just saying I don't think it really is going to impact that much right now. Jose Alvarado, I think he's in the rotation.
Right.
Especially depending on what happens to Deuce McBride and his health. But I think those are the moves we're looking at right now. They're more of the minor variety. The Giannis thing isn't happening. And if I had to guess right now with 4.5 hours till the trade deadline, I don't think the Giannis deal is happening with anybody. The Warriors made their best offer. The Bucks said no. The Warriors moved on and made the trade for Kristaps Porzingis last night, dumping Jonathan Kuminga, who'd been trying to trade for months, and Buddy Hield. And so the Warriors are out. The Heat are trying, and maybe the Bucks are sitting back saying, if we get something better, we'll do it. If not, we'll go to Miami or Minnesota. But it feels to me as if right now the Milwaukee Bucks are listening with no serious intention on ever trading Giannis Antetokounmpo during this cycle. That they would do it during the offseason, they just wouldn't do it now.
There's no failure in sports.
So this will continue to be a topic in June and July on the show.
But there is failure in you moving to another team.
Yes.
Unlike with James Harden, who does it seemingly at will.
James Harden. I'm telling you, this is good news for the Knicks. Not that the Cavs aren't better, quote unquote. They're better.
Right.
But at the end of the day, does any Knicks fan think James Harden's keeping you from the NBA Finals? No.
No, because he hasn't proven it.
No.
I mean, he's a very good player. He's a Hall of Fame player, as we talked about yesterday. But he has yet in his Hall of Fame career done anything that makes you think he can win a championship.
That's right. That's why I wouldn't be scared of it. James Harden's going to Cleveland.
No biggie.
So I don't think any move yet has been made in the Eastern Conference that really changes things. The Celtic deal is interesting, trading for Vukovic, because it makes me think they believe Jason Tatum's coming back. And so that report from a week ago of Tatum's changing his mind feels like, well, why are they making a big aggressive move like that if they don't expect Tatum to come back now with a chance to win an NBA championship? So we'll keep an eye on all of it. Keep it right here throughout the NBA trade deadline, which hits at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Let's get to some of your calls, 888-808-1019. Lucian in Brooklyn kicks it off. What's up, Lucian?
Hey, what's going on, Evan and Tiki, man? Always a fan favorite, man.
Thank you, man.
And just wanted to say, man, like I called before, and I always said that the Knicks didn't need to do anything to this roster to basically compete with anybody in the league.
Well, you might be right.
They had some, you know what I'm saying, man? Like there was no need. There was no need. It was not that drastic. Everybody just needed to contribute their part, and the simple thing is buy in. If everybody buys into what the coach is basically trying to put out there, an experienced coach who's been in a playoff situation and a championship situation, not as a head coach, but he's been in the roster in that situation, listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. And if everybody just gets out of their ego and all of the outside noise, that's why I say social media is the devil. Seriously. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are just young and everybody wants to be in social media. Get it. I was basketball presidents need to just get rid of social media and put it in the contract, and it'll make everything easier for players playing in the league.
Nah.
And also, what I want to say, man,
but then they can't make extra money like they need to make extra money.
That's true. That is true.
But they don't need to. They don't need to make it. They got guaranteed contracts.
No, not with these exuberant contracts they have.
Right.
And also to you, Evan, you are also brilliant in this factor that you recognize the gem of Clyde Frasier. I'm a field service engineer, so I travel a lot throughout the state. And anytime I watch the game, sometimes I can't catch it on MSG, of course, so I got to catch it wherever the hotel is. And it's a disservice when you watch a game without listening to Clyde Frasier.
Amen.
Yeah, man.
I think
it's a disservice.
I'll go this far, all right? And this is not a knock. I was actually talking about this off air with Sean. I love Keith Hernandez. I think the irreverence he brings to the Met broadcast is amazing. Mm-hmm. I do not think there is an analyst in the history of New York sports on every level as good as Clyde Frasier.
Well, it's hard because basketball to compete with Clyde, because basketball lends itself to being able to be emotional, and because it's constant flow. Like there's always something going on, and even if something happens and the game keeps going on, you can keep talking about it.
Right.
Whereas in other sports, you got to stick with what's happening. You got to stick with what's current. And Clyde is just amazing at, I don't know, making you feel like he's sitting next to you.
Yeah, and
having a conversation with you.
And he gives no Fs.
No.
That's, I think, that's
the biggest thing. He's not trying to be anybody other than who he is.
Yeah, put it this way, and I won't do it because I love Clyde. He gives so little Fs that I found old clips of Clyde Frasier I won't even play.
Really?
Because he gives so little Fs but it wouldn't hold up well. That's all I say. Which goes with a lot of people, but he is utterly brilliant. He really is. And, Lucian talks about guys buying in. The key to all this is Karl Anthony Towns. Mm-hmm. Like, he is the second best player on this team. And we see on nights like last night, and not even just last night, really the last 5 games, a buy-in and a consistency from Cat where he's doing everything that this team needs to win games, whether it's dominate on the glass, whether it's hit big shots. Even last night, he defended well. Like, I thought of Kevin Love for a second, because Kevin Love is not known as a defender. Yeah. But when I think of Game 7 in 2016, I think of Kevin Love out there on the perimeter defending as well as he ever did. And there were aspects of last night's game where Cat was defending, and you're like, damn, he's got it in him.
Well, this is the challenge of any head coach in any sport. It's how do you connect to your guys to get them, or girls, and get them to buy into what you're saying, even when they don't feel like it. And it's one thing to just have great X's and O mind, and you design schematically ways to get guys successful, but it's the buy-in. It's knowing that relationship when guy is feeling off or pissed off or whatever it is, you can push the right button to get him right back on track.
And that's where there's still going to be skepticism, and you should have it if you're a Knicks fan about Cat and even Mike Brown. Yes, it's going well right now. We should acknowledge the way he's played over the last week and a half and say, hey, Cat's doing a great job. But it is totally fair to then say, but I still don't trust him.
Yeah.
I still don't trust that consistently in April, May, and June, we're getting this.
Yeah.
That is an absolute fair criticism.
Right.
So you can acknowledge the way he's playing right now while remaining very skeptical that he's going to be able to do this on a consistent basis. Let's go to Mario in Long Beach. Hey, Mario.
How you doing? Yeah, really excited about the Knicks game. Really big Knicks fan. You know, one of the things that was, you know, what was amazing about the second overtime? Because I agree with what you said, Evan, about Mitch Robinson. He has a great skill set, but you got to remember he can't hit a foul shot. He's got no offensive game. So
I didn't say he's perfect. I didn't
Yeah.
say he's perfect. I'm saying his skill sets of defending 1 through 5, and he showed the full versatility against 2 elite level players last night in Joker and Jamal Murray. There are not many guys in the NBA that can do what he does.
Yes,
That's
Can
all I'm
I get
saying.
one thing in before you cut me off?
Yeah.
You know what happened in the second overtime when you were talking about play? There's no players like him. There's no players like Brunson either. There's never been a guy 6'1" who can't jump and is not fast who scores like this guy. Do you know what he did in the overtime? He scored 10. Denver scored 8. He outscored the whole Denver team in the second overtime.
And he was responsible for the other assist.
Yes.
So he was basically responsible for all the points.
Can I give you another stat about Jalen Brunson?
No,
that's
he
pretty
wasn't
crazy?
responsible for Bridges' 3.
He didn't get the
Was he?
assist on the corner 3?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Either
Yeah.
way, he was awesome.
Right.
But I'll give you another stat about Jalen Brunson, compliment that shows him last night. He had 5 turnovers. Okay? 4 of them were in the first quarter.
And then he locked in.
Right. So in the second, third, fourth, 1 overtime, 2 overtime, he turned the ball over 1 freaking time. And the word I would use to describe him, because, you know, I get what, oh my God, what was the caller's name again? Mario. He's a good caller. I apologize, Mario. I get what he's saying, the height, the athleticism. He's crafty.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the word that jumps out at you. He is so freaking smart with his angles, and he's just crafty as hell.
I think in some ways being 6'1" helps him be crafty. Because if he's longer or taller, then he's slower in those movements and those actions. And so by being short and quick, he can get you off balance and then still find ways to get, I don't know, touch on the glass or whatever it may be, even though you're towering over him.
Yeah. Let's go to John in the Bronx. Good morning to you, John.
Yes, how you doing? I'm wondering if the Knicks will pull the plug for Draymond Green.
Well, first of all, that is a fine suggestion, but where did you hear that? You should give the person who gave you that idea credit.
I was talking to Craig Harton yesterday.
There you go. We got to give each other credit.
Yeah, he also just got on the idioms list, too.
Why? What did he do?
Pulled the plug.
Oh, pulled. Yeah, we should use that one. It shouldn't just be us on the idioms list. So I am listening to Craig and Big Mac yesterday, and Craig was so excited. He's like, I got this great idea for the Knicks. And no one's talking about it. And I was like genuinely interested because if there's one thing he knows about sports-wise, it's actually basketball. So I was like, I'm interested. And when he said Draymond Green, I will give you 2 reactions. First of all, I give him a lot of credit. It's creative. Like, I have not heard that anywhere else other than my neighbor's son, who's 5 years old. Yeah. I swear to God, his father texted me this an hour before Craig said it.
Really?
My 5-year-old.
Why did it become a talking point?
Well, I think for the 5-year-old or for Craig?
For in either one.
I think the idea that Draymond was available in a Giannis deal. So if he's available in a Giannis deal, is he just not available? And so I think logically, whenever someone's available, you always think, does that guy fit my team?
Yeah.
So Craig and this 5-year-old were thinking along the exact same lines. But fairness to Craig, he didn't copy it from the 5-year-old.
Right.
He thought of it himself. So creative, and I give both of them a lot of credit. So 2 thoughts popped into my mind. Number 1, Karl Anthony Towns and Draymond Green cannot coexist. Let's start right there. And here's why. Draymond Green doesn't respect him.
No.
He doesn't respect him as a man, as a basketball player, and as a human. So let's start right there and probably end right there. That cannot work.
Yeah.
We see the way Draymond talks about him, the way he looks at him, what he says about him.
Well, didn't Draymond also punch one of his teammates? Didn't he get into a fight with one of his teammates and I think quite literally punch him?
In practice, yes.
In practice.
Yes.
And then they kind of sorted it out. They were fine, right?
Draymond got suspended by the Warriors for that.
For that, exactly. So Draymond doesn't necessarily need to like you in order to play well with you.
The player was moved soon after. It didn't work. Yeah.
Jordan
Poole, that's right.
It's not like it was all happy. And there's a difference between fighting with your teammate and not respecting him. He is disgusted by Karl Anthony Towns. Now, if you want to tell me you can smooth that over and it's actually like this perfect marriage, okay, I guess.
Yeah, well, is it not respect because when he plays against him, he just bitches him around.
And he talks trash at him all the time.
Okay, so what if he now plays with him and sees him play a different way than what he expects? Look, I think we have this narrative about Karl Anthony Towns that he's soft, he doesn't play hard, doesn't play deep, all those things that are out there about him. Sometimes it's not that.
No, I agree.
And so
I agree.
Would not Draymond Green being around that help him, I don't know, get over that?
I think in theory, he could be the perfect professor for Cat.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's the case. And I think that you're looking at a bad marriage to begin with. But the second part of this was, unfortunately, in the NBA, you got to make numbers work and you got to make salaries work.
Point.
And so the second thought I had is Draymond's making $25 million. How do you make this work? Number one, we just talked about Mitchell Robinson, who makes about $12 million, $14 million. I'm not including him in a deal. I wouldn't trade Mitch for Draymond straight up. Right. I think you'd have to be nuts to do that. So let's take him away. So now you're talking about Josh Hart. That's what we're talking about. So what I would ask Craig or any Knicks fan out there is, would you move Josh Hart in a trade for Draymond Green? Before we even wonder if the Warriors would do it, would you do it? And I have a tough time believing Knicks fans, knowing the connection that Josh has to Jalen, that they'd be good with it. And if it's not him, it's Mikal Bridges. And as bad as he was last night, are you really trading Mikal Bridges? So, again, I give Craig and the 5-year-old a ton of credit because I think it's creative and it's a worthy discussion.
Right.
It just doesn't, unfortunately, work.
Yeah, especially for Josh. It feels like there are intangibles that, the stats you see, the rebounds, which are kind of, out of nowhere, he ends up with double-digit rebounds in some of these games. But it's also the chemistry that he has.
Yeah.
And his ability to turn it on in moments that I guess Draymond can still do, but Draymond feels old to me.
Well, he's just not the same player he used to be.
And he doesn't feel like he has that same, emotional impact that he used to on an opposing team. And so, would it be fun? Sure. Would it be interesting? Yeah. Would it be PJ Tucker-ish? Absolutely. But would it work?
No.
I don't think so.
And also the Warriors are just not trading him. But two things, because I do believe that the Knicks additions are going to come through the buyout market. And there's already a few names that you could start speculating about. Mike Conley is going to be bought out. Chris Paul is going to be bought out. Mason Plumlee has already been bought out, though I'm not sure of his injury status. So there are going to be at least, serviceable NBA players that will be available via the buyout market. We're not there with Draymond Green. If he was in the buyout market, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. So good ideas all around, but unfortunately, as much as I thought about it, because I did, I was like, all right, that's a good one. Let me see. Those two things were the complete roadblocks. A, making it work, and then B, the chemistry between him and Kat. And then, the third problem. The Warriors are not trading him. Their interest in trading him was revolving around Giannis Antetokounmpo. And now that they're not pursuing Giannis, I don't think they're looking to trade Draymond Green. Let's go to Bill in Lindenhurst. Hey, Bill.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Listen, Evan, I just wanted to ask you a question. Listen, I agree with you about Walt Frazier, one of the greatest analysts of all time. But I think a very close second is Tim McCarver when he was doing the Mets when he first got started.
Yeah. You know what they are? They're very different because in the case of McCarver, who I grew up listening to, he was like my teacher. He was like a father figure teaching us all about baseball. Walt Clyde is like the awesomely cool uncle who's not only teaching you a thing or two, but he's making you laugh and he's making you think. So I think they're very, very different. Let's go to Larry in Boston. Hey, Larry.
Hey, gentlemen, awesome show. We're up here in Beantown, freezing, and it's going to just get colder. Buchanan.
Yes, my guy.
Yes.
And every time this guy
Go Buchanan.
Every time this happens, Tiki brings up the other Buchanan.
Yes, not Pat, who he's referring to, but James, who was quite
there goes Tiki,
the worst president in the history of the United States.
Hold on.
Why? Because he created the vehicle by, co-signing some racist legislation that set up the Civil War.
I was going to tell you, there's no debate. James Buchanan is the worst president in the history of this country. Every time people say, "Oh, this guy's the worst. This guy's the worst," I'm like, "Have you seen James Buchanan?
Right.
That guy was the absolute worst." But anyhow, always good hearing from you. Let's go to Richie in Queens. What's up, Richie?
Hey, guys. How are you?
What's up?
Yeah, you mentioned Draymond Green. There's a difference between toughness and thuggery. I despise the guy. One thing about the Knicks, they have a good group of guys. And you brought it up with Cat and him. It'd be a major issue. He's on the downside. I speak to SF Radio quite a bit. Yeah, you're right. They're not going to trade him after what just happened. So, do they need some help in some reports? I mean, Mitch is such a dynamic player on the defensive end. They've got everything going for them. Real quick with Frasier, he has been part of. I know the guy 50 years. I was driving a cab. I don't know if I'd want to sound redundant. In 1976, and I backed into his limo, Tiki.
Oh, you
I
hit
went
it?
out of McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
I tapped it. And
okay.
he got out, God is my witness. I think I've told you and Joe this story through the years. He got out, and no problem, man. And he signed a napkin, Clyde, to Tom, my younger brother, who loved him. He was 10 years old at the time. And he still has the napkin. It's a little yellow.
Oh, that's cool.
But also, my mom's 90th birthday, we were at his club. And my mom was 90, and he remembers me from seeing him. I've been on events with him. He does remember that incident. He sat down with her for 10 minutes and spoke, and I wish you can give, your genes to my girlfriend. And he's just a class act, and he's just a great guy. He's a great analyst.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you, Rich. His club was cool.
Yeah, club?
Yeah, it was right on the west side on...
Oh, that was the restaurant he had, right?
Yeah. Restaurant club. Had basketball courts in there, half-court basketball courts. I used to do events over there.
Oh, nice.
And he would be around. He's just awesome.
We need a executive order not allowing him to retire.
Yeah.
He needs to continue to be on broadcast. And I've been impressed by how many games he's doing. He was at the Wizards game the other day, mocking the lack of Wizard fans that are there. So he's making the trip down to D.C. to that crappy game.
Right.
He obviously did last night. We'll see if he's doing Friday. Is Friday a local game, or are they putting that crap on the... I can't even get the streaming services.
I think it's on Amazon. I saw the commercial last night.
I mean, they do a good job, but Clyde is such a jewel. Anyhow, Sean, I've been thinking about you for the last 18 hours.
Have you?
Because yesterday, I don't know if you heard this, Tiki, the New York Rangers did trade Artemi Panarin. It's not a shock. We had heard once the letter was written a few weeks ago that the Rangers were basically giving up and saying, hey, we suck. We're going to blow this whole thing up.
I'm a fat moron.
That they were going to trade guys, including Artemi Panarin. I even put out a poll earlier today comparing him to Carlos Beltran, a discussion we've had already here on the air. But he was traded to the Los Angeles Kings. The floor is yours, Sean. I can't wait. I want to hear your opinions, every bit of it. Good, bad, tears, no tears, anger, whatever you got. Because there's no Ranger fan around here, besides Boomer, that I want to hear more from than you.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. Yes, Evan, the Rangers did deal Artemi Panarin yesterday to the Kings for their top prospect, Liam Greentree, a 2024 first-round pick, and a conditional pick, a third that could become a second. And it's the biggest whoop-de-doo of the Chris Drury era, as you can imagine. Everybody saw this coming when the Rangers typed out a heartfelt letter to their fans that absolutely means bupkis. The Rangers dismantled a team that went to 2 conference finals in a matter of 3 years, in a matter of 18 months. And it all sits on the GM, who has basically gotten nothing in return for Chris Kreider, Barclay Goodrow, Artemi Panarin, Jacob Trouba, and the list goes on. Can this GM fix the mess that he's absolutely started? The answer is absolutely not. But as long as James Dolan is focused on Leon Rose, I can't imagine that he's going to turn around and realize that the hockey team has been completely sunk and ruined by the GM, who has completely brainwashed the owner into thinking he's doing a good job. Oh, yeah, that prospect, Liam Greentree, as much as he is a scorer, he can't skate, which is, kind of important since this game's played on ice and not on the court. So, am I upset? Sure. But I'm so beyond that and numb to the point that I don't expect this Ranger team to get out of the hellhole that's been created by this GM for the next decade. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for nothing. My daughter greeted me at the door yesterday with, Daddy, is it true Pop said the Rangers traded Breadman? Yes, they did. Greatest free agent signing in Ranger history. 7 years later, no cups. Could have continued. Might as well sign him for an extension. Didn't do that either. But hey, at least we have cap space to spend in an offseason where there are 0 upcoming big free agents.
Did you write that out?
No. I started. I wrote the first 3 lines, and I just kept going in the same tone as a fan focus. Look, I'm pissed. You're not going to get tears 24 hours later because I expected it.
I'm not asking for tears. I'm asking for how you honestly feel.
I'm pissed off. They got nothing
Clearly
back.
You're pissed off. We just heard it.
Think about that. Now, I don't want to say they got nothing. Could this Green Tree turn out to be this great player? Sure. He's the number 1 prospect for the Kings. But when you have the premier trade chip, and you're rushing to trade him before an Olympic freeze to make sure he's all set up, and he holds all the cards because of a no-trade clause, and he comes to you and goes, well, I'm only going to go to the Kings now, and then you have no choice but to take that offer, you do have a choice. You didn't have to piss him off to begin with, and you could have worked out an extension at some point. So this whole big retooling leaves the Rangers with, 0-point production now that they've lost from Panarin. I have zero idea what the plan is, and you know why I don't have any idea what the plan is? Because Chris Drury doesn't know what the plan is.
Wow, you got to be careful with these fan focuses, Sean, because with that level of content aggregation, you're going to start being asked to do op-ed level commentary on all type of subjects for the fan focus. And the fan focus is not just going to be a sports update. It's going to be a Sean commentary.
An editorial?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Can't wait till I start doing those in my mention. What is this fat bastard doing editorials now?
I saw a belly.
But look, it just sucks, man. It's the end of an era, and the problem is it's just hard to envision how the next era begins.
Yeah, so what you got back? Let me just start there first.
I did a long deep dive.
I have no idea who this kid is. This kid could turn out to be great. He could turn out to be nothing. I can't speak on that. But the fact that he had a full no trade or no movement clause, as it's called in the NHL, didn't that really screw him? He was positioning himself to only go to the Los Angeles Kings. But that is the likeliest scenario. And if that's the case, you know what happens to your trade value. So what was Chris Drury, in your expert opinion, supposed to do?
I think Chris Drury should have been more proactive this previous offseason in knowing this deal was expiring. But the truth is the Rangers didn't get ahead of extending Artemi Panarin because they were under the impression that Connor McDavid, Kirill Kaprizov, this was going to be this crown jewel offseason in the NHL. And one by one, all these teams started to re-sign their players, and Chris Drury got caught basically with his pants down going, the best guy left is Panarin, and I didn't do this. Panarin suddenly held all the cards. He knew he was going to be more valuable in the offseason, and he knew the Rangers needed him more than ever. It's the lack of proactive vision by Chris Drury that really set this whole thing in motion.
I mentioned a week ago when this became obvious, and I heard you and Boomer say, hey, this is the best free agent in Ranger history and all that. And I started thinking about Carlos Beltran because he's been in the news recently, too, getting elected to the Hall of Fame yesterday. He became official. He's going in as a Met. And Beltran has a mixed history with Met fans, and I feel like Panarin does, too, because there was a lot of criticisms of his playoff performances. Am I remembering that incorrectly?
There were, but I think that's like the vocal minority of idiots.
Oh, well, I could say the same about Carlos.
No, it's true. Like, Artemi Panarin scored, maybe the single most important goal in that overtime Game 7 versus the Penguins. And because he didn't score a lot of goals, people forget, as he's getting double-teamed, he's making the sickest passes.
I understand, and that's a great defense of him. I do the defense of Beltran, too.
No, he was awesome in the postseason.
Do you not accept that there are a lot of Ranger fans that felt he was underwhelming in the postseason?
I don't believe it's a lot. I do accept that. I do accept that there are fans that were upset with him in the postseason. But again, the star of the team, you went to 2 conference finals in 3 years. I don't know how you're upset with that.
I asked Mets Ranger fans today on it, social media, who do you look at as the better signing in your franchise's history, Beltran or Panarin? Because I asked it to Boomer off air, too. I know you texted him last week, and he was reflective on it. They're very similar. He acknowledged it's a really good comparison because they both were excellent free agents. They were brought in with high expectations, and they did a damn good job. But they didn't win, and it's not their fault. And by the way, both of that's true.
Right.
I think that pinpointing one at-bat with Beltran is unfair because most of his postseason with the Mets in 06 was fine. He had a big home run in Game 1. Nobody talks about it. And you're obviously making the case for Panarin. Now, I know that I'm going to have a bias because I have Met fans following me. That's why I ask you, you should put the same poll out and see what the results are. Because for me, when I asked Ranger Met fans, which free agent signing do you look at as the better signing in your history, Beltran won with 67% of the vote.
Yeah.
So I would ask you to do the same thing.
I think it's just more popular. The sport is more popular. It's more visible. And you see the successes more so in baseball than you do in hockey.
And I think you're getting
we don't talk hockey on most sports networks. We
True.
just don't.
And I think you throw in the Ranger fan right now is just angry and cranky at it.
Didn't Adam Schefter break this story?
Yes.
Yeah, well, unbelievable.
Think about that. Adam Schefter broke this story. And I wrote to Sean and Evan and said, why did Schefter break this story? And your answer was ESPN probably doesn't have a hockey insider.
That was my gut feeling, yeah.
And you're probably right. That tells you all you need to do.
I think
they used to broadcast hockey.
Well, they still do. They still have
do they?
hockey. Yeah, they got the NHL. Yeah, that shows you how much you're watching it.
Exactly.
The other thing is the recency bias and also the tone of the departure. So when the Mets traded Carlos Beltran, we were all for it. Like, we knew it. The Mets sucked. Carlos was having a good year, and we all knew it was time. Like, they weren't going to re-sign him at the end of the year. It was the right moment to move him, and they did get back a really good young piece in Zach Wheeler. Different story that they didn't re-sign him 7 years later, but whatever. I think the problem in the Ranger case is there were Ranger fans that didn't want to trade Artemi Panarin, and this Green Tree guy doesn't come with the hype that Zach Wheeler came. So I think that is also kind of the differences. You're not all universally agreeing it was time to move on from Artemi Panarin. Well, I do think Met fans did say, all right, Carlos, thank you. Time to say goodbye.
And again, if this was handled differently, if Chris Drury had done this more delicately, like, he just backed himself down to the bitter end where there was nothing else to do. And I think that's my issue with it. Drury just sucks. He just sucks. He doesn't handle anything well.
Tell us how you really feel.
He sucks. He's I think he's probably the worst GM right now in New York sports.
That sounds like a list.
It is.
Sounds like a good one. By the way, Big Mac is texting me very upset. He believes that Franklin Pierce is the worst president in American history.
Screw him. He's dead.
So, it's a fair one. Like, Big Mac, to me, if I'm making like a top 5 or a bottom 5.
Inform me on Franklin Pierce.
He was before James Buchanan.
Yeah.
What year are we talking?
I got to do the math. So 1852.
Right. Oh, wow.
1852 to 1856.
Did he support the Fugitive Slavery Act?
Yes.
Yes. No, I'm talking about Pierce.
Oh, Franklin Pierce? He basically led to the same policy.
Basically have the Supreme Court rule against Dred Scott in the Stanford case?
I mean, he would have.
But did he?
No.
Exactly.
He did other things, though, that was pretty bad. But I'm with you, Big Mac. That's a bottom 2 president of all time. More of your calls coming up at 888-808-1019. And why is the city of Boston pissed off at Tom Brady? We're going to find out. Fanatics Fest, the world's #1 sports fan festival, returns to the Javits Center in New York City from July 16th to the 19th. See celebrities and athletes from all your favorite leagues, including Aaron Judge, Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Jalen Brunson, Diana Taurasi, Mike Tyson, and so much more. Live panels, autographs, photo ops, rare trading cards, and memorabilia, plus exclusive merch drops you can only get at Fanatics Fest. This is the ultimate weekend where sports and culture collide. Tickets are on sale now, and they will sell out. Grab yours early at fanaticsfest.com.
For most of us that own a home, your house or your home is the biggest asset that you own right now. Don't you want to protect it? I do. Feeling safe and knowing my family is safe is one of the most important things for me. It's why I turn to our partners at Slomin's, who recently installed the Slomin Shield Link system into my home. It's an amazing system that combines safety, convenience, and peace of mind, and I can manage it all from my phone. The cool thing about it is everything is automated and it can be set up exactly how you want it. If you need your lights to turn on when you turn the alarm on, fantastic. It'll work. Do you need your garage door opener or your cameras to be linked? Absolutely available for you. You can even get music. I love this about my house. I can turn the music on from wherever I am, whether I'm in bed or whether I'm on the road. I'm just trying to make my daughters listen to some Teddy Swims. It's amazing, and it makes me feel so comfortable and confident that my home is safe. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Slomin Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. Or visit slomans.com.
The home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. The Luka Doncic trade just keeps getting worse and worse. Anthony Davis is now a Washington Wizard, and it didn't really cost the Wizards anything. Why does this make the Luka trade even worse? Imagine Josh Allen, face of the franchise, loved by fans. Get rid of him for Joe Flacco. The Mavs should be ashamed of themselves. I'm Addie Bates.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ratliff, Engineering Director at Nissan. You know, some things are important to hear from an expert, not a voice actor. For instance, the Nissan Rogue is not only strong and practical, but it's reliable too. We've tested the turbocharged engine for thousands of hours, so it keeps going when you need it most. And 225 pound-feet of torque is what's going to allow this SUV to tackle those bigger, more ambitious adventures. Everything so you can go rogue.
Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, Murano, or 2025 Nissan Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 US IQS award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example: 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to in-mat credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/2/26.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is making every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions, featuring over $5 million in prizes. Here's how it works. Open the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. And every live bet means another shot to win. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WFAN. That's code WFAN. Bet live for your share of $5 million in prizes with code WFAN. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming Inc.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to edisonhvac.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, She knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
It is Super Bowl week, the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And you know, the road to San Francisco is presented by Helix Wireless, connecting everything, everywhere, and by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. One of the big stories in Boston right now is that a lot of Bostonites and a lot of Patriot fans are upset with Tom Brady.
Why?
Are you aware of this?
I am not aware of this.
So
did he pick the Seahawks or something?
Kind of. Close. I'll let you hear what Tom did that's really causing a ruckus, not only amongst Boston fans, but even former Patriots who have all chimed in, pissed off at Tom Brady. This is from his podcast with Jim Gray, in which he was asked a very innocent question. Who are you rooting for?
Oh, rooting for?
Yeah.
That should be easy.
This is what Tom said.
Listen, I don't have a dog in the fight in this one. May the best team win. And in terms of the Patriots, this is a new chapter in New England, and I'm glad everyone's embraced the Mike Vrabel regime, all the amazing players that have worked so hard to get their club to this position. We did it for 20 years. There was a little bit of a hiatus in there, but the Patriots are back, and it's a very exciting time for everyone in New England.
Now, I purposely played that entire clip because the clip that's getting the attention is that very first part, quote, I don't have a dog in the fight.
What?
But you hear his full context. If that changes your view on it, what's your thoughts on...
Why is he talking dispassionately about a place that made him a star? A place that he, apparently loved and they loved him. I don't get it. I don't understand.
So you share the anger then?
It's not anger. I just don't understand the disconnectedness unless that's just his personality. Because that sounded very scripted.
Well, you know what it also sounded like? It sounded a lot like, I have no dog in this fight, which is crazy. He should have a dog in this fight. And then he proceeded to kind of go through his resume.
I know.
Like, dude, we get it. You're great. You're the GOAT, bro.
We did it for 20 years.
Yeah. They had a little hiatus.
Yeah.
It's almost like... I don't know, man. The stereotype, and I'll be free to admit this, Tiki. Don't be mad at me. My stereotype of you was, Tiki's rooting against the Giants. Now, I did my research. Actually, I did it before the show. I asked Grok. I said, did Tiki Barber root for the Giants in 2007? And you'll be pleased to know that they've indicated that every report says that Tiki was rooting for the New York Giants. He was at events. He was down there. He did interviews. And that it has been confirmed by Grok.
Nice. Thank you, Grok.
But
thank you, Elon.
But I get, like, on this end saying, here's why. And I play this game of, Tom Brady wants his legacy to be so great. He doesn't want the Patriots to win another. Or what I thought about you 2 decades ago.
Mm-hmm.
But you clearly never said anything. This guy just did.
Yeah.
This guy proceeded to say, imagine if you said, who you're rooting for in 07, you just retired. And you're like, well, I don't have a dog in this fight, but man, I rushed for a lot of yards. It'd be like, well.
And it would be really cool to see the New England Patriots, who had a great season, go undefeated. Right. What if I had said that?
Oh, could you imagine?
I'd be hated by Giant fans.
So Tom did.
The difference is he also owns partly, very small minority, another team.
Oh, who are they playing this weekend?
Not the Raiders.
So then why would it matter?
I don't know.
Like, Bob,
he confuses me because it's like he's trying to please everybody.
You already know.
He's trying to please the Pat fan, but also the NFL fan, because why do I want anybody to have an emotion other than love towards me? And that's just not sport.
But no one would be mad at, I can't stand Tom Brady. But no one would be mad at him if he's like, come on, what kind of question is that? Of course I have a dog in the fight.
Well, it makes him
I'm
sound
a Patriot.
It makes him sound fake. Because we know what he should say, which is, I played for 20 years for the New England Patriots and won multiple Super Bowls. It makes him sound like he's trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes and make him sound, I don't know, ubiquitous. I don't know, it's just weird.
Here's the good news. I have a second clip from his podcast that maybe will help shed more light on this.
Okay.
So you know how Jim Gray lives in his tuchus?
Yes.
You aware of that?
Yes.
So Jim Gray, and I'm going to play the question because you need to hear it.
Yeah, it was a small condo build that they built a couple of years ago.
Right. It's a beautiful place. Jim starts bringing up to Tom Brady how there are people who are going to assume you're not rooting for the Patriots.
Yeah, why? Of course.
So here is Jim asking the question while making comments, and Tom's answer to that accusation, basically the same accusation that the people of Boston and we are now throwing out there.
We live in a petty world, and there are those out there who are saying, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, these guys don't want the Patriots to win because it detracts from what it is they accomplished. I think it's idiotic, but it's out there.
How do you really feel? And you know what? I like that word, idiotic. There's a lot of that going around.
You embrace the idiocy of that.
Well, I embrace the fact that, people will say a lot of things to get a click. And again, for me, there's nothing anyone could ever do that can take away from my experience of competing and playing. I got to live my dream, and I loved every minute of it. I would never change anything that happened in my entire career, because had I changed some of those outcomes, maybe I'm not the person I am today. And the wins, the losses, they all meant something to me. The relationships, no one can take those away from me. So regardless of what anyone would say or think or want to add to the conversation, I'm just excited that the two best teams who have been consistently the best teams all year are playing for the Super Bowl.
Your thoughts?
I mean, I guess so.
No, you guess so. And I'll tell you why. I resent the whole people will say anything for clicks, because here's why.
That party's wrong.
Here's why he's so wrong.
We're responding to him saying something for clicks.
Me going on the radio during the overnights and saying, I don't think Tiki Barber's rooting for the Giants was based on just me making an assumption.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't base it on anything you said. I just based it on, hey, it's human nature, right? Tommy, we're basing this because of what you just said. We are not just making this up. Now, maybe some people did before you opened your mouth, but you opened your mouth and said, quote, I don't have a dog in this fight.
Right.
And then listed your resume.
Right. Do we know definitively, because it was assumed a lot that it didn't end well there. Like, do we know what his emotion is towards the Pats?
Well, I think it's good because he's gone back and he went into the Patriots Hall of Fame, Ring of Honor, whatever they call it. So, and it feels like his relationship with Bob Kraft is wonderful. So maybe
Kraft he had at the roast. Remember the Netflix roast?
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't think that's it at all.
Well, who is Tom Brady hiring to be his head coach?
The Clint Kubiak. Oh, you think so? But why does that matter? He's hiring him.
You're going to root against the guy you're about to hire who hasn't put pen to paper until after the Super Bowl yet?
I think young Clint would understand if Tom Brady says, I'm a Patriot for life.
But he's going to root against the guy he's counting on to coach his team?
That's a good point. I mean, I didn't even think about that.
Why is that a good point? Why would that matter?
He's about to be united with this guy.
Who cares?
It's the single most important thing of his ownership right now.
Yeah, but it's already a done deal.
Exactly. It doesn't change anything.
So, I mean, if he said to Clint, hey, man, good luck to you, bro, but I hope you lose, Clint's not going to be offended by that.
He'll laugh.
He'll say, I get it. You're a legend. You're a Pat legend. And so the problem is he's like he's trying to be fake. Just be real, man.
Just say I'm rooting for the Patriots.
Just be real.
And what's happened now is that every former Patriot athlete who's gone on Boston Sports Talk Radio is being asked about this, and they're all killing Tom.
Right.
Like, no one's saying, oh, no, I get it. They're all like, dude, what are you talking about?
Right.
You're a Patriot. You don't have a – and that's the line that's sticking with people.
Because you do have a dog. You do have a dog
You got the biggest dog in the fight.
100%.
I think your dog is your head coach.
Oh, stop.
That's your dog in the fight.
No, it's not.
Nah, no chance. No chance. I mean, think about what his teammates are saying, because you put it all on the line with guys for, months. I'm talking about every season, months every year. You grind through the hard parts, the good parts, all that stuff.
and you finally get a chance to get to a Super Bowl and you win, not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but 6 of them with these guys. And now you're like, yeah, it really meant nothing to me. I don't have a dog in the fight. Those guys, it didn't mean anything. I had a great career, but it didn't mean anything to me. That's what I hear when I hear I have no dog in the fight.
Right.
If the Giants are in the Super Bowl, even though I've been retired for almost 20 years, my dog is the Giants. Right.
Yes.
I don't know how you can interpret that any other way.
And not only that, like right now, the Giants, other than the logo and the franchise, and obviously guys behind the scenes, you don't have a deep affiliation with the coaching staff of the players.
No.
Tom Brady does, because the head coach of the Patriots
was his
is
teammate.
a former teammate.
McDaniels was his OC, too.
Yes.
Right.
So the connections are everywhere. Bob Kraft still owns them. Obviously, you have that same connection with the Giants.
Right.
So it is just, and the thing that drives me nuts is, yes, it's wrong for me to assume that Tiki didn't want the Giants to win or Mike wanted whoever did afternoon drives to fail. That is not a fair assumption, because you nor Mike ever said anything that would lead people to think that. Mm-hmm. It's just a human nature that we're putting on others.
Yeah.
Tom Brady did. Because the guy said, I have no dog in the fight, and then immediately starts going through his resume. Wow, we won a lot in 20 years. So he is, whether he's doing it on purpose or not, is leaving the impression that he's a bitter man, or he's such a competitor that his attitude is, I don't want them to win a damn thing if I wasn't involved.
Yeah.
And maybe he should just be honest and say it. And say, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's not popular.
Or say, well, he can't say he's hired Clint Kubiak because it's not official yet, but we're basically saying we really like the coach on the other side.
But that one is so weak because you don't get anything for that.
I agree.
It's not like he becomes a better coach because they win.
I 100% agree. But if they do win, it makes the Raiders' hire look better. If Clint Kubiak wins the Super Bowl as the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks,
sure,
then the Raiders coach looks much better.
Sure. But there's a big deal in Boston. They're not happy with the great Tom Brady.
They shouldn't be.
No, I get it. I totally get it. Let's get some of your calls, 888-808-1019. Walter is in Tom's River. Good afternoon or morning, Walter.
Hey, guys. Good morning. First time, long time.
I appreciate
it. And
I
gotta bring up your Jim Gray comment. I always thought that guy looked like he smelled something. So now that explains that. Yeah, and listen, I'm a long-time Jets fan. I want to hate Tom Brady, but he's turning out to not be that bad of a guy. I think he's just trying to cover up with his Raider tenure over there, because I think they want to hate him, and he's just trying to calm them people down. Other than that.
But you know what?
No, I think you're right, Walter. Like, I've grown to love listeing to Tom Brady.
Well, he's a good broadcaster. I give him credit, yeah.
Right. He tells it like it is, and he's smart, but he's personable, and he had to get over that little, I don't know, stiffness that he had his first year. But I really like listening to him call games. But there is a loyalty that comes with being on a team for as long as you're on a team, and especially when some of those guys are still around the game, and Mike Vrabel, his teammate, is coaching in the Super Bowl. So maybe, unless he hated Mike Vrabel, which I doubt, because he threw him like multiple touchdowns in Super Bowls, I don't understand this. Just be real.
I figured you would listen to this and be like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Especially
unless he's trying to just not have anybody hate him. But when you do that, people end up hating you.
Well, the people that are supposed to love you the most will end up hating you.
Yeah.
Because they're going to look at you as disloyal. And look, if Tom Brady owned the Jets, it would be a weird thing. So I'd almost have to say if Tom Brady owned the Giants, because your connection with him is very different than mine. We're rivals.
Right.
But if Tom Brady bought a piece of the Giants and was asked the same question, hey, who are you rooting for? Would you guys have any issue if he said Patriots? No. You'd be like, of course he is.
Of course he did, because you spent 20 years there and won a lot of championships.
Kyle is in Tom's River. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, what's up, guys? Big fan.
Thank you.
Tom Brady is doing this. He just saw what happened to Belichick. He just saw what happened to Kraft with the Hall of Fame. He's trying to distance himself. He does not want the same treatment. End, period, stop.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, if that's the case, he's really overthinking it, man.
Just shut the up.
Because, what is this going to have any impact on his Hall of Fame legacy?
There is a first ballot Hall of Famer that is not even a question. It's Tom Brady.
Of course.
I mean, there is no question. So, I mean, people are going to try to bring up the Deflategate thing, but who cares? Look, every quarterback in the league wanted footballs to feel a certain way.
Yeah, I think what will happen, and it's completely unfair, but I'm going to try to give you a comp on this, is that the commissioner of baseball during the steroid scandal is in the Hall of Fame, and yet steroid users aren't.
Yeah.
And to many, it's a double standard. To many, it's like, how does that make sense? And I think if Bill Belichick and Bob Kraft are held out of the Hall of Fame, which reportedly they will be, and we assume it's because of some kind of cheating scandal,
right,
the hypocrisy would be, why are they sitting out a year but not Tom Brady? And I know it's not the same, but I'm trying to give like a comp on where that anger would come from. But there's nothing Tom Brady can say about this Super Bowl that's going to affect his Hall of Fame candidacy.
No, not
you
at
know
all.
What I mean? Like, I don't know what his thinking is. Maybe he just deep down doesn't want the Patriots to win. Maybe deep down he's everything I thought like a bitter person would be, which is, no, I'm the only guy that wins. I like the Patriots. I want you guys to be happy, but I never want you winning. I want my legacy to not only be I'm the greatest quarterback of all time, but I'm the only quarterback that's won a Super Bowl with you. You've had others get there.
Right.
You did it against the Bears in 85. Cool. You did it with Drew Bledsoe in the 90s. That's awesome. And you did it with Drake May. But you know what they all have in common, guys? This is Tom Brady talking. They lost. They're losers. And they're not me. And I know that's weird, but maybe when you're the ultimate competitor, you think that way. Isn't it possible that Michael Jordan sits there privately laughing at the fact that the Chicago Bulls haven't even been back to an NBA Finals? Is it possible?
Yeah.
If Brady had bought into the Jets and was the Jets owner, and this Super Bowl was happening, and he just flat out says, yeah, I'm a Patriot, I'm rooting for the Patriots, you don't think he'd be annoyed?
That's why I didn't want to use them as a comp because we're rivals.
Okay, but the Raider fans have hated Brady since the Tuck Rule game. It's been a thing over there accepting him back in. And now the coach he handpicks is coaching against the Patriots, and he is saying, I have no dog in the fight. He's trying to appeal to a team he owns and those fans.
I don't know.
I mean, that's his baby now. He has to win them over. They don't like him.
I mean, listen, I give you credit. I think you're doing a fine job trying to stand up for him with the whole Clint Kubiak thing and now this. I just... Respectfully, I don't agree with you.
All right. But I'm telling you, if you own the Jets, you'd be mad.
Because the Jets are different than the Raiders.
Yeah.
Because you're a Jet fan. Raider fans don't like him.
I get it, but it's also different. Like,
it's different because you're living it. You're not living it through a Raider fan prison.
They had a playoff game that they lost in the snow. Get over it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I was a division rival of him for a million years. Don't put the Raiders in the same book as me and Jet fans.
The Jets are a sewer.
He cost them a Super Bowl, which probably cost them Gruden, cost them a change in NFL history.
I mean, come on. I think that's a major stretch.
Okay.
But I appreciate your effort. Bruce in Jacksonville. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, got a question for Tiki.
What's up, dude?
If your brother was named the general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
yes,
and they were playing the Giants in the Super Bowl, who would you root for?
The Giants.
Really?
Yeah. I'd go and probably sit in Rondé's booth, but I'd root for the Giants. I just fact.
Nah, that's classy of you, man. I mean, I respect that. Like I don't even have like a comp for myself.
By the way,
to
it wouldn't be
that.
a Super Bowl; it'd be an NFC Championship.
That's true.
game.
He pulled the Big Mac mistake.
Yes, that was a Big Mac mistake. So either way, Rondé's not losing a Super Bowl.
That's a good point.
And if he does get to one, he won't be playing my team.
It's only the NFC Championship.
That's right.
Yeah. That shows your loyalty to the New York Giants, which is why everybody loves you and respects you. More of your calls coming up at 888-808-1019. Plus, what does the Framber Valdez signing mean for the Mets and the Yankees? How does it impact them? We'll let you know coming up all live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Listen up, guys and gals. It's time for a healthier you. My good buddy, John Gallucci Jr., CEO of JAG Physical Therapy, always tells me how important it is to focus on my biomechanical chain to reduce injuries. Well, now is the time for you and your loved ones to turn to JAG to get stronger and function at a higher level. The dedicated team of physical therapists at JAG Physical Therapy will develop a plan specifically for you to help prevent injuries. That's whether you're running around with your kids or literally running a marathon. If you have an existing injury, their expertise and commitment will help you get back to the life you love. Schedule your appointment today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
This portion of the program was sponsored by Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Pain Management. Visit samwellpain.com.
Dr. Jay Shah, specializing in minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments for neck, back, sciatica, migraines, and so much more, offers pain-relieving solutions. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who all trust Samwell Pain for all of their aches and pains. Visit SamwellPain.com.
This President's Month at Nielsen Dodge, fun is in the driver's seat. We're celebrating all month with special presidential savings, plus 0 down payment.
We have your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram at extra special fun is in the driver's seat savings.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $187 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4, just $295 a month.
Plus, choose from a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
And if you need credit help, we're here to make it fast and easy on Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at nielsendodge.com.
Proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
President's Day sales event. Term 27 months to assigned Compass 5782, Cherokee 5890 at tax tag 489 dock and DMV fees.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Tellers, an American chop house, has spent more than 25 years defining excellence and has become a true Long Island institution. But have you experienced their Gold Bar, paying homage to the time-honored bars of years past? The Gold Bar is the perfect setting for a before-dinner cocktail or an after-dinner nightcap. Their whiskey, bourbon, and scotch collections are handcrafted and meticulously selected because Tellers takes their drinks just as seriously as their steaks. Tellers is more than a restaurant. It's an experience. Reserve today at tellerschophouse.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. This week's football hot performer, sponsored by Edison HVAC, is Jackson Smith in Jigba. He caught 10 passes for 153 yards and a touchdown in the win over Los Angeles. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, you need a new hot performer in a high-efficiency carrier system. There's only one company to call, Edison Heating and Cooling. New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas, so make sure your system is a hot performer and save money now with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them at edisonhvac.com.
Injured? Don't be a whiner. Call me, attorney Mark Miner. I'm Mark Miner, and I have over 30 years of experience handling personal injury cases. If you or a loved one has been injured in an accident, don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE. You can trust that the personal injury law firm of Zalman, Schnurman & Minor will treat you with respect and fight for your rights. Don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE for a free consultation. Our goal is to transform your pain into payment. If there is no recovery, there is no fee. We handle all type of accident cases and value the opportunity to help you. The sooner you call, the better. If you are injured, call 1-800-LAW-LINE so we can discuss how to transform your pain into payment. Don't be a whiner. Call Zalman, Schnerman, and Minor at 1-800-LAW-LINE.
Zalman, Schnerman, and Minor, personal injury attorneys.
Don't whine. Call 1-800-LAW-LINE. That's 1-800-LAW-LINE.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when needed. We show up with access to convenient care options and coverage that fits everyday life. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Visit your local Kia dealers to discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. It's the perfect balance of quality, dependability, power, and style. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
It's almost like they were preordained to make it to the Super Bowl, so now they have to validate this entire season by winning this one game.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. And The Fan, always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio app.
No Giannis trade, but a few more deals going down. The Chicago Bulls have traded the Chicago native Ayo Dosunmu to the Minnesota Timberwolves for like 500 second-round picks. So if this trade deadline is a contest to collect as many second-round picks as possible, the Chicago Bulls are on their way to a championship. So Minnesota gets better with a move like that. The Lakers made a trade. What was the trade they made? Gabe Vincent is going to Atlanta for Luke Kennard. So Lakers had some shooting around Luka and LeBron and the crew with a deal like that. So there's been a lot of trades. The big one hasn't happened yet. And I'm just guessing based on Golden State's move to trade for Porzingis last night, and even now Minnesota making this move for Dosunmu, it feels like it's Miami or he's just staying in Milwaukee. That's the way it feels. And if you are a Knicks fan, and we mapped this out yesterday, you want him to stay. It is the best news possible for the Knicks to have Giannis Antetokounmpo not traded because, A, it doesn't make an Eastern Conference rival better, and then, B, it allows you at least the chance to trade for him during the offseason if you so choose. You may not want to. Totally get it. And by the way, think about this even bigger than that. Even if you don't want to trade for Giannis, but you want to shake up your roster, there's more avenues to trade Karl Anthony Towns. In fact, yesterday at the very end of the show, we heard about Anthony Davis going to the Washington Wizards, and my instant reaction was, wow, I like what the Wizards are doing. They're putting these two veterans like AD and Trae Young around the good young core that they have next season while simultaneously tanking this season. Like, what a great strategy. Apparently, they also reached out to the Knicks about Karl Anthony Towns. And you see why the Knicks would make a move like that, because what they ended up giving up for AD was never going to be something you'd be interested in for Karl Anthony Towns. Like, that's the whole issue. And obviously, Cat's played a lot better recently. I thought he had a good moment last night getting bloodied and then coming back and looking tough. And obviously, he's played really well. But the best news for you, and we will get this news prior to 3 o'clock, so keep it right here, whether it's with us or it's with Craig and Big Mac coming up. The best news for a Knick fan, and even a Net fan, for the rest of you guys out there. By the way, Nets acquired a second-round pick for Air yesterday.
Some cash, too.
Yeah. Do we get the cash?
I read that as we got cash in a second-round pick for nothing?
No. Do we get the cash as in me?
Oh.
As in you?
The Nets still in the league?
Like,
no.
Are they sending me $50? Like, hey, here you go.
I think they needed the cash because there's not enough people like you spending the cash.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they basically gave up nothing and got a piece back to absorb cap space. One of those geeky moves. But it's better for them to have Giannis still available during the summer. So we'll keep an eye on it, but my gut right now tells me he's not going to be traded. And if he is traded, he goes to Miami, and you know that will cause Knick fans to be like, here we go.
Heat culture.
Heat culture. Yeah, it's obnoxious. I'm with them on that. By the way, there was a big baseball move yesterday as Framber Valdez finally found a home.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Yes, as Evan just mentioned, the Tigers do get a number 2 pitcher to slide behind Tariq Skubal last night. Framber Valdez watches over. Detroit signs him for 3 years, $111 million. And is that a sign that they are indeed going for it here with Skubal, or a sign they're looking for a Skubal replacement? I guess more on that to digest. And this Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Where was the commentary on that one, Sean?
You get one of those a day.
How about the Yankees should have gone after Framber Valdez?
I don't think I wanted them to.
Not for $38 million a year.
I think we are mostly past the Mets or Yankees being in on Framber Valdez. I don't think the Yankees were ever in on him. No. But in the Mets case, when they traded for Freddie Peralta, it kind of eliminated the thought. I think the biggest impact is what he alluded to, which is what does this mean for Tariq Skubal? And you have taught me a lesson in the years I've worked with you. You said there are no such thing as coincidences.
That's right.
You taught me that?
That's right.
So
I don't believe in them.
Just keep this in mind, and then you tell me what it all means. Framber Valdez finally signs, and it breaks on February 4th, and he's getting paid $34 million a year. I forget the exact number, but in that range. And it breaks on the eve of an arbitrator deciding on if the Tigers are going to pay Tariq Skubal $19 million, which is what they offered, or $32 million, which is what the Tigers offered. Either way, even if Skubal wins, Framber Valdez is going to make more.
No, you mean what Skubal's agents wanted.
What Skubal's agents want. Skubal's agents wants obviously the 32. Yeah. The Tigers offered the 19. And that news breaks the day before an arbitrator is going to make a decision.
But it was the day of the arbitration hearing.
Right, the day of the hearing as well. So is that a coincidence, or are the Tigers like sending some weird message?
Well, so it's one of two things, because I had so many conflicting, not that I really cared, but just from a baseball savant mindset of what was actually going on here. So the very first thing I thought was, they must have got a favorable arbitration ruling. Or they think they're going to get one. So it's going to be...
Because they've got the free money then.
It's going to be $19 million. Right. And so there's an extra,
13
that's available per year to pay whoever we want to go put our money behind. In this case, Framber Valdez. But after thinking about it, that was nothing. The two things that came to mind were initially, man, the Tigers are going for it. They're trying to win a World Series. They're trying to get two of the top pitchers in baseball and put them on their team. Jack Flaherty is also there, who has some World Series, credo, even though he hasn't had good seasons.
And remember, they also sent Kenley Jansen for their bullpen.
Right, so Kenley Jansen. So they're going for it. And it took about 30 minutes for me to really sit down and think and say, you know what? I think they're actually trying to replace him. And they're going to trade him. Because...
No.
That was just my thought.
Okay.
That's what I evolved into.
So you went from they're going for it to they're replacing him.
Yes, because when I think about they're going for it, why are they better than the Yankees?
I think they're a very good team. I mean, they won 87 games last year.
Yes. Are they better than the Yankees?
They've tried to get better. We mentioned they added Kenley Jansen to their bullpen.
Are they better than the Yankees?
I don't think they're better than the Yankees, but I think they're close.
Are they better than the Orioles?
Yes. Yeah. I think they're you could argue
are they better than the Toronto Blue Jays?
I think they're right there with them, yeah. Okay. I think they're the number one, I'll use a wrestling term. I think they're a part of that number one contendership for the American League pennant. Like they're right there. And you know what they have?
If everything goes well.
Well, you could say that about a lot of teams, but you know what they have?
But I think everything cannot go well for a team like the Yankees, and they're still going to be there.
Well, fair.
Clearly, because that's what's happened the last couple of years. But
you know what advantage Detroit has over the Yankees?
What's that?
And over Toronto? And over Baltimore?
What's that?
Their division. You talk about things going right or wrong.
Right.
The Tigers don't have to have the greatest year in the world. They can win 88 games and win the division.
Right.
We just saw what happened with the Yankees. They won 94 games. They didn't. So I think one of the inherent advantages Detroit has is Minnesota exists in their division.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we like to pick on them.
Yeah.
Cleveland, even though they always find a way to be good.
Yeah.
Dude, Cleveland's not that good. Stop.
Kansas City could bounce back this year.
Are they as good as the American League East? Stop yourself.
No, but also we didn't think.
They have a very favorable division.
We didn't think the Tigers, I guess Tiki did last year, were going to be as good as the American League.
Well, that was only because I was trolling with the Glaber thing.
See, Tiki control. Yes, he did. It's year to year is my point.
I agree it's year to year.
Glaber with a beard was a baller.
That was it. And they brought him back. My point is, yes, baseball's year to year. You know as well as I do that the American League Central is never the American League East.
No.
It's never.
It's every year somebody has to win.
And I think the Tigers are more positioned. Put it this way. You asked me if they're better than the Yankees. They're not, but the Tigers have a better chance of winning their division than the Yankees do theirs. And that's not a knock on the Yankees. That's the reality of your competition.
They may not be better than the Yankees through 162, but they can look the Yankees in the eye in a best of 5, best of 7.
Now they can.
Skubal, Flaherty, and Frommer.
Dude, the top of their rotation is fierce if these guys are healthy, especially with Skubal, who's the best pitcher in baseball. But my interpretation of this was Met fans, Yankee fans, they're not trading Tarek Skubal. I don't. I think that this was a decision of, you know what, we're going balls to the wall, and we're going to try to win. And at the end of the season, we'll let the chips fall where they may. They may make some kind of competitive offer for Skubal, probably not. They're going to lose him.
Yeah.
They'll take the draft capital they get for him. But signing Framber Valdez is not a replacement theory. To me, it is.
But that's
we are trying to win.
But why would you just let one of the best pitchers who's back-to-back Cy Young just walk?
Because they can't.
How do you do that?
Well, because I don't think they want to pay him. I think it's just as simple as that.
Well, can't you just, I don't know, kick it down the line?
By doing what? He's going to ask for like 10 years, $400 million. I mean, that's what he's going to get, I think. He's going to ask for that.
So then why would you hold on to him?
To try to win a championship. They have a legitimate chance to win a World Series.
See, maybe I just don't see that.
That they can't win the World Series?
Yeah, when you close your eyes and you think about who is going to be the 2026 MLB World Champion, do you see the Detroit Tigers?
Yeah, they've been in the DS the last 2 years. They have a puncher's chance. Absolutely. They have a shot. I'm not picking them. But they've been in the playoffs 2 years in a row. Isn't that legitimate enough for you? And to back up my point about them and the Yankees, while I think the Yankees are a better team, if you go to FanDuel right now, the Tigers are a bigger favorite to win their division than the Yankees are.
Of course they are. You said that. And it's the truth because of the division.
Well, that's my point, though, when you ask me.
The AL representative in the World Series was from the Yankees division.
Okay.
So, and they didn't get worse, so how the hell are they going to be the favorite to win the division?
I'm just telling you, when you asked me the question, because you asked me, are they as good as the Yankees? Are they as good as Toronto? Is they as good as Baltimore? And that was my point. Like, even if the answer is no to all three, which I don't think is true, they're not in the same division as all those teams.
No.
And winning the division helps. It matters. It's not the end-all, be-all, but it's a help.
You get home games. That's why.
And you can skip around to the postseason and not have to deal with the wild card round.
Yes.
So I think the Tigers, and this is why there's so many perspectives on this. From an American League perspective, yes, the Yankees' competition has gotten better. I don't know how anybody could deny that. Whether you think they're better or not as a whole than your team, the Tigers are a better team today than they were 24 hours ago. They just added a Stallworth and Framber Valdez. Good for them. But from a Tarek Skubal trade perspective, I think this pretty much locks up the fact he's not going to be traded. The only way he's traded is if the Tigers are a disaster in the first half of the season. And maybe that happens. It's baseball. I doubt it. I think they're good. I think they'll win their division. But I think that signing is just, they're going for it. And I respect that. Like, that's better than just trading a guy away for prospects. They're trying to win a championship, and they have a shot.
Valdez will shut down the Yankees in a playoff game. You can mark that one down.
So you're just proving my point then.
What do you mean? You think I was going to argue with you?
I don't know. I get confused sometimes.
No, he was pushing back. I think, the Tigers are destined to beat the Yankees in a playoff series this year with this rotation.
Look at that. You know what the best part of Framber Valdez signing is?
What's that?
It's finally over.
Oh, right.
MLB free agency bingo that began in the middle of November on Evan and Tiki has now concluded because he was the last free agent we made predictions on. So I'll set this up for you.
Hold on, but just to clarify.
Yes.
Head coach bingo.
Yes.
When all of these guys, some of them were fired 2 weeks ago and then replacements have been hired. In the NFL, finished before MLB free agency bingo.
Yeah, well, and MLB free agency bingo began on November 12th.
Huh.
So for being exact, it's been December, January, 2.5 months.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
I want you to understand something. We kept score, right? 2 points if a guy went to another team, 1 point if they stayed. The standings going into Framber Valdez, 5 for Tiki, 4 for Sean, 3 for me, 1 for Tommy. Which means
Tommy's dead. He's out of it.
Tommy's dead. If I got it right, I tie Tiki Barber.
Yes.
If Sean gets it right, he beats Tiki Barber. And if none of us get it right or Tiki gets it right, Tiki Barber, that's right, baseball savant Tiki Barber, will be the victor on MLB free agency bingo. And here's the best part. None of us remember where we predicted Framber Valdez to sign.
I don't even think I realized until we did the exercise that he was free. I was like, what? Wait, where's? Huh? Okay, sure.
So let's find out. Who do you want to start with?
I
Sean?
guess we'll start with Tiki since he's protecting the lead.
Protecting
right?
the lead. So if Tiki gets this right, it is over.
Correct.
He has won free agency bingo.
Framber Valdez goes to the Toronto Blue Jays.
The
They're going to
Blue
spend money.
I was just guessing. So Blue Jay. By the way, not that far off because they were aggressive in adding pitching.
Yeah.
They added Dylan Cease.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we'll go to Mr. Irrelevant, Tommy Lugaro.
Yeah, Tommy's opinion doesn't matter just because he's been out of it. He did a very bad job in free agency bingo, but, we'll give him his due.
Framber will go to the Boston Red Sox.
Another one where they did add pitching. They just didn't add him.
All right, now we'll go to Evan.
Framber Valdez to the Chicago Cubs. Damn it.
Wow.
I mean, same time.
Did they add?
Yeah. Yeah, they traded for Edward
they traded. That's
Cabrera.
right.
Yeah. All right, Sean Morass for the win.
All right, here we go. Framber Valdez will be a Tiger. I got it.
Hold on a second.
I got it. I got it.
Can you play that one more time?
Yeah. Hold on. Framber Valdez will be a Tiger.
I'm seeing your mouth move.
What are you talking about?
Bro, come on. You going to try to cheat it this way?
I didn't cheat it this way. You hit me, asked me to hit a drop.
Suck. Come on, man.
But I'm going to go Cubs.
There you go. Victory. Tiki Barber. It took 2.5 months. Tiki Barber is the official winner of MLB free agency bingo. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Tommy finished in last place. Just
with 1 point.
With 1 point. Yeah, just for the record, here were your correct predictions. Tiki successfully picked Kyle Tucker to the Dodgers, Cody Bellinger to stay with the Yankees, Kyle Schwarber to stay with the Phillies, and Josh Naylor to stay with the Mariners. So 3 guys staying, 1 guy flipping.
There you go.
So good job by you. Let's go to, this is interesting. John and Brick. What's up, John?
What's up, guys? I got a question for Tiki and for Evan.
What's up, dude?
Tiki, my mom is an identical twin.
Oh, I love it. Real twin.
Right? If they stood next to each other, God rest their soul, her and her sister, you would not know the difference, okay? I'm not kidding. So my question to you is this. They used to do a lot of crazy stuff when they were young. They would switch classes and, boys.
Yes, we did the same.
So did your brother let you play in the Super Bowl? Tell me this. At halftime, did he go, listen, I got to change my pads. There's something wrong with my shoulder pads. And you went to the bathroom and you came out. Tell me that happened, right?
I wish. I was there, but I did not play in the Super Bowl.
That's good. All right, Evan, I got one question for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're a history buff. There is a man that lived that watched 3 presidents get shot.
Yeah.
Tell me who it was.
I read his book, so I should remember it, but I completely forgot his name. I think it was the same. Wait, 3 presidents get shot. Maybe I got that one wrong.
He was in the room when 3 of the 4 presidents got assassinated.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it was. Yeah, no, I did read the book. He was the security advisor. He was head of security when Lincoln got killed, when Garfield got killed, and when McKinley got killed. And I forget his name, and I read the book, but let me know the name.
Lincoln's son.
Oh, Robert Todd Lincoln. I got that wrong.
Yeah.
There's a book about, and I read this so long ago, and this is the problem with reading books. You forget everything.
Right.
It was about a guy who was a part of the security detail for like 8 different administrations. But yeah, he is right. Lincoln's son was oddly near a lot of assassinations and wanted to stop going on trips because he was afraid he was bad luck.
That's crazy. What did Garfield get shot over? Lasagna?
Stop.
You know why he got shot?
I actually don't.
Because Charles Guiteau was a maniac who thought a job was promised to him by the Garfield
He completely missed it.
No, I got it. The cat joke.
Yes.
You don't think I got the stupid
Should
joke?
have said because Odie was pissed off.
Yeah, we're getting morbid here with president shootings. Can we lighten the mood here? It's Super Bowl week.
Because he's my favorite. He's one of my favorite presidents. And you making a lasagna cat joke, I don't know. It kind of bothers me.
Are you serious?
He's my guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Screw him. He's dead.
Well, how about this factoid? Robert Todd Lincoln was the only of Lincoln's kids to make it into adulthood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. A bunch of them died at young ages. Yeah.
That's horrible.
All 3 of his other kids died.
You want the best factoid about Robert Todd Lincoln?
What's that?
He almost died, right? Almost died at a young age, falling, I think, on a train track or off a cliff, something like that. You know who saved his life?
Who?
I'm not kidding you. Do you know who saved
I know.
Abe Lincoln's son's life?
I know.
Go ahead.
John Wilkes Booth?
John Wilkes Booth's brother.
What?
Yes. He was a famous actor, more famous than the failed loser actor that Wilkes Booth was. And, yeah, he saved his life.
When I hear stories like that, I wonder, were there like only 30 people on Earth? Because imagine walking out in Manhattan right now, you never see the same person twice.
Yeah.
I think there is something to it. Not that there were 30 people, but there were a lot less people.
Yeah.
You aren't wrong about that. Like, if you look at the population in 1857 versus the population today, it's a huge difference. So the odds of it happening then were more greater than the odds of it happening right now.
Right.
But look at you knowing that story.
I only know that story because I've worked with you for 2.5 years and you've told the story 4 times already. Yes. It's your go-to.
The population in 1870 was 38 million.
38 million.
Where are we at now?
A lot more than that.
Almost 400.
In America?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, think about it. We have more states, immigration.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But to your point, because I totally get it, like, what are the odds that Robert Todd Lincoln got? Well, the odds were better than it happening today.
Yeah, so New York, Philly, and Chicago, for the first time in 1870, had over 1 million residents.
That's so there will be more people that tune into NBC Sunday night than existed when John Wilkes Booth brothers saved
or were United
Lincoln.
States citizens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Look at that. You learned something here.
What a mind-blowing day.
We teach you stuff. Let's go to JR in Somerville. What's up, JR?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Good, dude.
Great day. To be a Knicks fan 8 in a row. One of the good trade by the Knicks. One of the shadiest trades in NBA history, honestly. And, I don't know how you. It's going to expand. It looks like. The trade's not finalized.
They haven't announced it yet because I guess they're trying to recoup some second-round picks. So there could be a third or fourth team involved at some point.
What was the thing I heard about the AD trade? It was like both teams save against the cap. It was like all these other. It just made no sense. Talk about being shady.
Yeah.
All of the trade deadline is shady, JR.
Well, yeah, that's true. But Yabusele is not a player, and the Bulls are taking him on for a couple of reasons that we can get into at a later date. I want to talk about Yabusele. Well, the reason I did call is because I'm not fooled. Okay, so I lived through Iverson, Chris Paul, Steve Nash, and Jalen Brunson is as good as all of them, and it's not his fault. But I'm also the guy who called after Game 4 of the Pistons series and said that cat needed to be moved last summer for Giannis. I'm telling you right now that Jalen Brunson is on the clock, all right? So this is what this whole trade deadline signifies. From 3 o'clock today up until the opening of free agency or whatever in the summer, he has to play well enough. This team has to play well enough for him not to be included in a Giannis deal going out. Okay, so this is what 3 o'clock today will signify.
You're talking about Brunson?
Yeah, no, JR said this before.
Yeah,
he would
did.
trade Jalen Brunson in a deal for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Couple of things. Number one, they're never going to do it.
Yeah.
So while
there'd be an outrage by Knick fans.
But even forget the outrage, and you're right, there would be. The organization isn't they're just not doing it. That Leon Rose is not trading Jalen Brunson in a trade for Giannis. I don't think he's trading him in a trade for anybody. But the first point he brought up is because when he mentions Allen Iverson's name, he's talking about Jalen Brunson's size. He's saying, can a guy like Jalen Brunson win an NBA championship? And my counter to you on this is...
As the lead dog.
What was that?
As the lead dog.
As the lead dog. My counter to this is right now, the way this conference is built, and it will change, the Eastern Conference should be healthier next year. We don't know what Miami's going to do. We don't know how good the Wizards can become because I love what they're doing. Charlotte's starting to grow. Like, the East will change. So I can't speak for next year and the year after. I could speak for right now. They're the best team in the conference. And yes, Jalen Brunson can be a lead dog on a team that goes to the NBA Finals. To answer your question. Now, is he beating the Thunder? Are they beating the Denver Nuggets? Are they beating the Timberwolves? Are they beating whatever Western Conference team you want to come up with? No, they'll be underdogs. I admit that. I don't think it's impossible. And keep this in mind about AI. He did get them to the NBA Finals, maybe under similar circumstances, because how good was the East in 2001? He lost to a dynastic team. Like, I don't sit here saying, boy, AI never could have won a title. He couldn't have won a title then.
No, because of who the opponent was. So he was blocked in a way.
A lot of it is circumstances, and it's certainly not enough for me to say, hey, we can't win with Jalen Brunson as our lead guy. Because I do think with the way this East is built right now, they're certainly good enough to get to the NBA Finals.
Brunson flops a lot.
So I understand JR's perspective, but I just don't believe the Knicks are ever putting Jalen Brunson on any kind of clock. Like, he's the guy.
But it's a off the wall take that if it happens, he'll be the only one that's saying it.
Yeah. No, he's been saying it for a while.
I know.
JR's a good Knicks fan, and he wants to include Brunson for Giannis. And I get it from a geeky basketball perspective because I do think Giannis and Kat on the floor at the same time fits in an incredible way, and I think it would cause major, major issues for opponents.
Right.
So I get it. Like, I understand the whole fit thing, but this is the guy that came here and turned your franchise around. He's also incredibly clutch.
Yeah.
Like, I would argue, I know
one
Giannis
of the best in the league.
He is the best as the clutch player, the reigning clutch player of the year. Like, Giannis has had his moments. Don't get me wrong. He's won an NBA championship and all that. But, man, final minute of a game right now, who am I trusting more in this sport with ball in their hands in this moment? It's Jalen Brunson. So, I get it. I understand it. But, nah. That's how I view it. But that's just me. We'll get back to your calls in a few minutes. 888-808-1019. And a big name that the Jets may pursue at quarterback is someone that, according to teammates of this player, the Jets shouldn't pursue. We'll dive into that story coming up. It's Evan and Tiki until the Carton Show at 2 o'clock.
I just hit 50, soon to be 51. But I still train like I'm in my 30s. And recovery matters. That's why I use GAT Sports' new creatine chews. No powder, no mess, no shaker cups. Just great flavors like grape, cotton candy, lemon lime, and fruit punch on the go. 5 grams of creatine per serving. Save 30% off your first bottle at gatsport.com with code TIKI30. That's GAT sport.com with code TIKI30. GAT Creatine Chews. Fuel up. Compete harder. Let's go.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Detroit Tigers fans, get ready to learn anger management. The Tigers signed left-handed pitcher Framber Valdez on a 3-year, $115 million deal. Oh, and by the way, they only offered Skubal $19 million a year initially. No, we don't want the back-to-back Cy Young Award winner. No, we want the guy who crossed up his catcher last season because he was mad. Good luck, Detroit. I'm Maddie Bates.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Sunshine, high 33.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
It's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear. Extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for New York businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup cost, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a New York business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Win or lose, you've still got to eat. From February 4th through the 8th, or while supplies last, boiling bay Bay Seafood is heating things up with a $5 and up seafood sale. Get $5 crawfish, $5 mussels, $5 shrimp, and snow crab clusters just $5.99 a pound. Miss the big game? No problem. The sale goes all week. Plus, a 10-pound king crab case, $399 plus shipping. Order now at boilingbay.com. Boiling Bay Seafood. The party doesn't end at the final whistle.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is making every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions, featuring over $5 million in prizes. Here's how it works. Open the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. And every live bet means another shot to win. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WFAN. That's code WFAN. Bet live for your share of $5 million in prizes with code WFAN. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming Inc.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Football coverage on The Fan is brought to you in part by Town Fair Tire. At Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Start the day with Boomer and Gio, mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station.
Noon-ish here on the Fan. Evan and Tiki for 2 more hours. The NBA trade deadline is 3 hours away. We will see if the Knicks make any additions to their roster, If the Nets are going to trade off Nick Claxton or Michael Porter Jr., they will trade off Cam Thomas. He didn't even make the trip to Orlando tonight, so they'll ship off Cam Thomas somewhere, probably for like a distant second-round pick, something of that nature. And, of course, Giannis is the man of the hour. There's been a lot of big trades at this NBA trade deadline so far. We've seen James Harden get moved, obviously, the other day. Anthony Davis get traded to Washington a couple of weeks ago. Now it was Trae Young going to Washington. But Giannis is the big one. And we will see in the next 3 hours if Giannis Antetokounmpo is moved. Earlier in the show, you could rewind to about 11 a.m., we were playing clips of Tom Brady claiming that he doesn't have a dog in the fight in the Super Bowl. And I mentioned that a lot of people in Boston are upset about it, as well as his former teammates. An active player, Robert Spillane, came out and said that he's, quote, disgusted by Tom Brady's comments.
Wow.
So
that's harsh.
This is spreading now in a way in which Tom Brady, maybe not on purpose, is really becoming a story of this Super Bowl.
Persona non grata from the Patriots standpoint. I mean, they're not wrong. You played for 20 years for this team. Not quite, but whatever. You played forever for this team and won everything for this team. And they gave you your opportunity, the dream you lived. And you have no dog in the fight?
You do have
no
a dog.
Dog in the fight means you could care less.
Yes.
And that can't be the case with Tom Brady.
It might be the case. Here's what I want to hear from.
Why?
I want to hear from Edelman and Gronk.
Why might it be the case?
I think that now maybe he's just so self-absorbed in owning a team and broadcasting that he just has detached himself emotionally from the team like the Patriots. Look, I don't know. I'm trying to find a reason why you would feel that way. He is just so involved in all this other football stuff that doesn't involve the Patriots that maybe he just doesn't view it that way.
I guess, but I don't.
He's 2 for 1. He's an owner of another team and the lead broadcaster on Fox.
He's still playing forever for the Patriots.
I know.
I love how you're trying to defend him.
I don't know why you're trying to defend him.
It makes me laugh. Makes me laugh.
I've grown to like Brady.
It's not about liking him
like Brady too.
Yeah, it's not about liking him or disliking him. It's interesting that active players, are now pissed at him.
Get me his friends. I want the circle. What does Edelman feel? What does Gronk feel?
Gronk's already ripped him, I saw.
Oh, he did rip.
Yeah, I think everyone has. Like every former player who's been asked.
So how does that work? You rip him and then you call him on the side and be like, I had to do this, right?
Well, do people do that in this business? I have no idea.
Sure they do.
All right, we'll get to the latest on a Jet quarterback target who maybe we shouldn't want to target based on some new information. But let's take caller 2, 888-808-1019. Rich on Long Island. Hey, Rich.
Evan and Tiki, what's up, guys?
All's good.
What's going on, man?
Sean, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. He's the ultimate competitor in whatever he's currently in his life. And right now, as you guys said, he's the lead broadcaster on Fox. He wants to beat Romo. He wants to beat Aikman. He wants to beat Buck. If he shows any sign of subjectivity, he loses all credibility as a broadcaster. And I just think that's how he's wired. I don't think it has anything to do with the Patriots. I think it's he wants to currently be the best at whatever he's currently doing.
All right. Good perspective on that. I think the ultimate competitor is more about, hey, I won so much with New England. I don't want it to look this easy that they can win again. I understand that competitive nature. It's why I assume sometimes with athletes that they don't want their former team to win. It's the mistake I made with you 20 years ago. My assumption is, yeah, I'm just going to be like, screw you guys. I don't want you to win. But I think a lot of people.
How does Drake May and the Patriots winning diminish anything that he did?
I don't think it does, but I can see how a competitor would view it that way.
But you're not competing.
Your legacies are.
Okay, but that's up for talking heads.
I know.
For nonsense narps to figure out how to compare over eras. Like you can't take away what you'd already did.
I'm also going to be consistent here because something happened last year where I said it really wasn't a big deal. It was slightly annoying. This is not worse than Strahan flying the Eagle flag last year.
But hold on. Okay. Tom Brady is doing a podcast. It's his podcast. You're listening to him give his thoughts on what he feels he needs to talk about. This is not Michael Strahan doing a bit because he's an entertainer for a television network that happens to be hosting the Super Bowl. And trust me, Michael Strahan is not an Eagles fan.
I know that.
But it is a bit that he knew would get attention, right? And
Yes.
It's exactly what it did. This is Tom Brady talking intimately about how he feels about life.
Yeah, you know what?
Sport. And he says, in the critical moment about this Super Bowl, I have no dog in the fight. You do have the problem is It's just not true. You do have a dog. There's no way you can play for that long and say, I don't care about them. Because that's essentially, when you say I don't have a dog in the fight, you're saying I don't care about either one of these teams. And that can't be true. So why is he saying it?
Because I think he cares about both of these teams. I think that's the truth. I think that's what it is.
It's amazing that you're on his payroll.
I know.
I'm not on his payroll.
Wow.
Just say he shouldn't have done that. He does have a dog in the fight.
Look, if I was a Patriot fan, I'm not a Patriot fan. If I was a Patriot fan, I would be annoyed by it. But I'm getting inside his brain.
He's disavowing you. If as a Patriot or a Patriot loyalist or as a fan, he's disavowing you for whatever reason is currently important to him. Whether that is being competitive and being the best at whatever it is you're doing, it is what. But you are also, no matter what his intent is, he is also disavowing the Patriots and their fandom.
Well said. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's go to Matt in Hillsborough. Hey, Matt.
Hey, guys. Tiki, I got a question for you. I've been wanting to ask this for a while. Do you feel like a kindergarten teacher with these boys? Like, you correct their grammar, you do some history, you keep them on track. Like, at the end of the day, like, you put them on the school bus, you send them home, like, ready to start a new day.
Make
like,
sure you have your backpacks.
Sit on the rug for a nap for a while.
Make sure you have your backpacks. Don't forget your teddy bears.
That's a great one.
Tiki's one of the greatest to do it.
I mean,
the best part is Tiki literally gave me my backpack. This was his.
I could see that. I could see that being like a thing.
I do have 6 kids, so I just have 2 more.
But we're not
Formerly 3, but we kicked them out of the house.
We're not young enough to be your kids.
No.
But
I am the old head.
You're the older and you're the wise one. And you do those things that Matt described. Like when we get too emotional, you try to calm us down. When we use incorrect grammar, you fix it. When I claim, hey, maybe Franklin Pierce is worse than James Buchanan, you say, wait a second, son, you are wrong about that.
Yeah, I just gave him a straight hand Brady take. Dad, this was worse.
And he wanted to remind you, one's fake. The other one's real. I want to play something for you real quick, and we will get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. I think we all trust Rich Cimini.
Yes.
Like when I think of covering the Jets in a fair and honest way, I think of 3 people. I think of Costello, Cimini, and Morash. Those are my 3 guys.
Same.
Those are the people that I trust more than anybody else. And so Rich Cimini on his podcast revealed a very interesting note about Kyler Murray. Okay? Now, Connor Hughes, who I also trust, and the reason I didn't include Connor is he's an NFL guy, does the Giants and Jets.
Yep.
But I trust Connor as well. And Connor has openly speculated, education speculation as I like to call it, that they would go after Kyler Murray. Rich Cimini told this little nugget, this little story about Kyler Murray on his latest podcast that startles me. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rich Cimini.
I was talking to someone, one of his former teammates the other day, and he basically warned off the Jets about, I said, hey, I might, the Jets might be going after Kyler in a month or two. And he goes, no. He goes, the Jets don't want to do that. You don't want Kyler Murray as your quarterback. And this is someone who played with Murray. So there's always been talk about how he doesn't love football. So I'd be a little surprised. Aaron Glenn always talks about culture.
Now, he says a former teammate.
Yeah.
And we need to be honest that not all teammates like each other.
Right.
So I have to keep the antenna up on that, but that is a very concerning report.
It is.
From Rich Cimini.
But we also don't know when this person was teammates with Kyler Murray, because early on, we heard all those stories, even after winning Rookie of the Year and then getting a big contract extension with that little caveat, that little, the fine print, talking about his study habits. He could have become more of a lover of the game after that, but we don't know. I think the one thing that you do have to worry about with Kyler Murray is, one, his injury history, which has been pretty extensive over the last couple of years, and 2, his size. It's just, he's not the ideal, if you have to sit in a pocket and pass the ball, quarterback.
He's also not the ideal Frank Reich quarterback, too.
No, and nor is he an elite runner anymore. He used to be, but I don't know if that's really the case any longer, mainly because of the injury stuff. I think it would be whoever he signs with it's going to be a risky signing.
Yeah, the way I view this is, and I take this warning not with a grain of salt, like I take it seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, if a teammate feels that strongly, a former teammate feels that strongly enough about Kyler Murray to say that to a reporter.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm warning you, the Jets shouldn't touch him. That's something. I can't dismiss it. But my view on Kyler Murray has been very consistent since the first moment we brought him up back in October. And that was, I'm interested in Kyler Murray in a specific role, in a specific situation. Okay? Because the headline was, Ivan wants Kyler Murray. I want Kyler Murray if he's coming on a deal in which he knows he isn't guaranteed the quarterback job. If he comes here competing for the quarterback job.
Yeah.
If he comes here with no guarantees, then I'm interested. And I feel even stronger about that listening to that little nugget from Cimini, because if he comes here without a guarantee and he comes here without a job, he has to work his ass off.
Right.
And if he doesn't, he's not getting the job.
And he's gone.
No harm, no foul. And that's how I view him. Like, if the Jets are bringing him in like he's the answer, and they're bringing him in to sell jerseys, and they're giving him a multi-year contract with a lot of money, well, I'll be the first to tell you I'm concerned about that.
Yeah.
I have a big problem with that. But if you're bringing him in with the idea of, hey, this is your second chance, bro. Like, this is your chance to kind of eliminate what has been said about you and how your career ended in Arizona. This is a new lease on life. Then maybe at a little bit of an older age and with more experience, and we've certainly seen quarterbacks do better with their second, third, or fourth opportunity. Sam Darnold is a walking, living, breathing example of it. Then I am interested in Kyler Murray. But I think that story just reinforces that if you bring him in, it needs to be the way I described it, which is you're competing. You're not guaranteed anything. Because if you guarantee it, then maybe we get the same Kyler Murray that was described by a, quote, former teammate.
Yeah, and they have a little bit of issues with the cap with him because his dead number pre that June 1 is high, but afterwards it's okay, manageable. And so it's going to depend on what happens with how he gets released, or you're not trading for him.
No, I'm not giving anything up. I'm not absorbing a contract that's bad. Like, that's how I view the veteran quarterbacks.
Yeah,
like,
and there's also a chance that they want to keep him.
Does it sound like that's possible?
I mean,
you know Nate. Nate's your buddy. You think Nate wants Kyler Murray?
Probably not.
Okay, well, there you go.
But
he's the OC with Mike LaFleur.
Yeah.
My two failed offensive coordinators are running the Cardinals.
Right.
The Jets.
The Jets are a sewer.
I mean, you can't make it up. So I think he's gone. I think the question is, and the same different but same question I have about Malik Willis is, what's the market for him?
Yeah.
Like, is Malik Willis getting a big money deal and a guaranteed starting job? Or are teams going to say, you know what, we've seen enough from you to let you compete for a job? Because those two things are really, really different.
He's not getting starting money guaranteed.
Malik Willis?
Sure. Yeah. Guaranteed. That's not happening because he hasn't done it yet.
Right. But some teams like Miami, like the Jets, they are so desperate for a quarterback that they would make desperate decisions.
He feels
like
a sub $10 million for a year or two deal. That's what that's what he should sign.
Interesting.
So that he has a chance to win a starting job. If he does win it, then he's not wrapped up long term and can either re-sign with the team that acquired him, or he can leave in free agency.
More on the Jets quarterback situation coming up, including the latest on Trinidad Chambliss, but we do have a breaking news update from the NBA. So, Sean, if you don't have the glass, I will take this glass I brought in that's under my table, and I can throw it down and break it so we can do a live glass breaking. Shams Charania is reporting that the Milwaukee Bucks, let me make sure this is the real Shams. Okay, it is. The Milwaukee Bucks have told teams they are keeping Giannis Antetokounmpo through the NBA trade deadline and will start making other trades. Sources tell ESPN. So as we sit here less than 3 hours before the NBA trade deadline, the smoke has turned out to be real. I think this has certainly been the feeling over the last few hours and days that the Bucks were not going to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo, and according to Shams, they are not. This is the best news possible for the New York Knicks fan. It is the best news possible because, A, a rival did not get better. He's not going to Miami. He's not going to Toronto. He's not going anywhere in your conference or even a Western Conference team, a team you may play in an NBA Finals. He is staying there. And so next summer, depending on your situation, he's out there.
Yep. And the Bucks likely don't want to win. So he might not play that much.
They're shutting him down.
Yeah, and then they made a deal with the Suns.
They've already made a trade?
Yes, the Bucks have agreed to trade Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey to the Phoenix Suns for Nick Richards, Nigel Hayes Davis. Sources tell ESPN all four players on expiring deals in that deal.
How about that? I think the Knicks were interested and connected to Nick Richards briefly. So there you go. So
Shams was very careful to put they've indicated to teams, not they've told teams.
No, they're not trading him. Shams, and he did this when they first started reporting about the Giannis trade request. He was very careful to not say it's a trade request. I forget exactly how he worded it, but he put it in a way that was very delicate.
Right.
I think that his wording sometimes, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's agents don't want things said a certain way or teams.
It's definitely that.
You think that's it?
Yeah, because it gives you an out in case the nuclear option happens one way or another.
Right. But I think when he says they have indicated to teams they are keeping Giannis, that means they're keeping Giannis. And it's such a weird situation because, like I said, it's good for the Knicks, as I explained, and that's great. But it also sucks for the NBA because one of the better players in the sport is now going to be shut down because the Milwaukee Bucks don't want to win games.
Yeah, but he also kind of needs to be shut down, it seems like.
Because of the calf issue?
Because of these calf injuries that have been persistent all season long.
No, you're not wrong about that.
So you're better to be safe than sorry than lose one of the best players in the NBA for not only this season, but probably all of next year as well.
Right. Now, there is a positive and there's a negative towards the Bucks doing this. The positive is, and I've said this to you before, more teams could be involved now in trading for Giannis, whether it's just trading for Giannis or being a facilitator, being a team that's willing to take on a Mikal Bridges or Karl Anthony Towns in a Knicks trade. So you bring in more suitors. I can lay out a scenario where the Nets are involved next summer. I would not want to do it now, but if they win the lottery and they're we're ready to win and we have all these excess picks, you can talk me into that.
Right. It's just a different calculus because it's 1 year if you're trying to win a championship, and then if not, it's 1 year, but then you better start renegotiating for a long-term deal.
That's the big caveat. So the positive is more teams are involved.
Yes.
The negative is Giannis, if he wants to use his power, can make his expiring contract a no-trade clause. Because he could say, and we'll use the Nets as an example, why not? We stink, it's okay.
The Nets still in the league?
Giannis could say, I'm not re-signing with you.
Right.
And so then the Nets would likely back out and say, all right, we're not trading for Giannis.
Right.
The Wizards could try to trade for Giannis, and Giannis can say, I'm not re-upping in Washington. And naturally, the Wizards would opt out. Giannis could technically tell the Milwaukee Bucks, you play a game with me, I'm going to play a game with you. I won't re-up with anybody but the Knicks.
There's no failure in sports.
He has every right to do that.
Yeah.
And then it's a standoff. Now, I've heard Gio use the phrase NBA psycho. It's a great example. Is Giannis willing to go NBA psycho and tell the Milwaukee Bucks over the summer, I won't sign anywhere but the New York Knicks? It doesn't feel like he has that personality.
Yeah, he doesn't, but if he really wants to be in New York, then he should do it.
He
because
should, yeah.
That's what the other top MVP type players in the league, James Harden's the one that jumps to mind because he just did it again. That's what they do.
And that's how you get what you want.
It's how you get what you want. It's how you get where you want to be, and it's how you also get paid.
And look, there are teams, I think the Toronto Raptors showed that many years ago with Kawhi Leonard, where they're going to say, that's fine, we're going to try to win anyway. And maybe there would be a team willing to do that. And if that's the case, then there's nothing Giannis can do. He's not going to then not play. So that's the negative of the Bucks holding on to him. And that's, again, why it's such a good thing for the New York Knicks, because it does open up the possibilities that Giannis does that with more teams. I'm not extending with you. But more importantly, it gives the Knicks more opportunities to make a trade package work. But maybe better than all of that, it allows the Knicks the opportunity to finish the story of this roster. Let's see it. It's another year of let's see if they can win.
Yeah.
And remember what we all said about Josh Allen? Boy, this better be the year. And then it wasn't the year, and they fired Sean McDermott. I almost look at the Knicks and say, there's no Jason Tatum, there's no Tyrese Halliburton, and as good as the Pistons are, they haven't won a series yet.
Yeah, but I don't think they're...
You better win.
I don't think they're firing Mike Brown.
I don't mean firing Mike Brown. I mean changing the core. Saying we gave this core this opportunity. If you don't win it this year, then we're going to make big changes, and we don't have any regrets about it because we gave you another opportunity. Right. And I do think it's fair to look at the Eastern Conference that way.
Of course, you have to.
Size up the competition.
It's wide open, and there's no favorite, and there's no team that has real experience being in the NBA Finals other than the Celtics, but they're compromised.
Right.
So,
unless Tatum walks through that door, and even if he does, he's still coming off a major injury. What can you honestly expect from him? So if you're just tuning in, Giannis will not be traded according to Shams. We'll see if the Knicks pull anything off in the next 3 hours. Same with the Nets. Your calls, 888-808-1019, the toll-free number. Sean's got his Cinco de Luncho coming up, and what the latest news around Trinidad Chambliss means for his draft status. Evan and Tiki till 2.
Evan and Tiki's Player to Watch is sponsored by Dr. Jay Shaw at Samwell Institute for Pain Management. Elect 825, Building Our Future, and JAG Physical Therapy. Get back to the life you love. The players to watch this weekend are easily the quarterbacks. Sam Darnold for the Seattle Seahawks and Drake May. But I'm going to start specifically with, or stay specifically with Sam Darnold. With so much to prove. He's on his 5th team already in the NFL, winning 14 games each of the last 2 seasons and being absolutely fantastic for the Seahawks, getting them offensively to go along with a great defense. Sam Darnold, the player to watch in Super Bowl 60.
Hey, it's John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO at JAG Physical Therapy. It's hockey season, and your little pros get big injuries too. Parents, play it safe. If your son and daughter sustain an injury, JAG Physical Therapy is prepared. Our licensed physical therapists, occupational therapists, and certified athletic trainers treat you at our state-of-the-art facilities. Our physical therapists are certified to treat all sports injuries, from youth leagues to the big leagues. Injuries can happen to anyone, and it's important that you get treated right away. We are an in-network provider with most insurance companies, including Medicare. When you get injured, we're ready at JAG Physical Therapy, and we look forward to cheering you on from the sidelines.
JAG is the only outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy provider that serves the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Rockland, Westchester, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Schedule your visit today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
Get back the life you love at JAG Physical Therapy.
It's last call for football, and FanDuel is giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is around touchdowns. The shortest touchdown scored, longest touchdown scored, first TD, and last TD. Will the Seahawks run the barn burner tush push to hit the under shortest touchdown scored? Do you think Kenneth Walker will score the first touchdown of the game? Or maybe you think the Patriots will be throwing late in the game and will take Hunter Henry for last touchdown scored. All you have to do is opt in each day and place an eligible bet to use that day's profit boost. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. FanDuel Sportsbook is also the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issues non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Think switching to T-Mobile's a whole complicated thing? Nah, it's easy. You can do it almost anywhere in just 15 minutes.
Even poolside like Drewski, you can switch to T-Mobile and unlock savings that are built to last. With T-Mobile's Better Value Plan, you can save over $1,000 a year versus Verizon and AT&T. Save on streaming, satellite, and more benefits that they leave out.
Now I get all the VIP perks.
Start saving from day one, and for a limited time, get T-Mobile's Better Value Plan.
I know you love deals.
Plus, switch right now, and we'll even pay off your old phone up to $800. What do you think of all that, Drewski?
Stay chillin', just switch it. It's better over here.
Check the math at T-Mobile.com/better value. Savings versus comparable plans at AT&T and Verizon, plus the cost of optional benefits. Plan features and taxes and fees vary. With 3+ lines of Better Value Plan. 3+ new lines and 2 eligible ports, or 3+ lines and 5+ years on T-Mobile postpaid plan required. Qualifying credit required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Get up to $800 per line via virtual prepaid card. Typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. Qualifying unlocked device credit service port in 90+ days with device and eligible carrier, and timely redemption required. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC.
Think switching to T-Mobile's a whole complicated thing? Nah, it's easy. You can do it almost anywhere in just 15 minutes.
Even poolside like Drewski, you can switch to T-Mobile and unlock savings that are built to last. With T-Mobile's better value plan, you can save over $1,000 a year versus Verizon and AT&T. Save on streaming, satellite, and more benefits that they leave out.
Now I get all the VIP perks.
Start saving from day one, and for a limited time, get T-Mobile's better value plan.
I know you love deals.
Plus, switch right now, and we'll even pay off your old phone up to $800. What do you think of all that, Drewski?
Stay chillin', just switch it. It's better over here.
Check the math at T-Mobile.com/better value. Savings versus comparable plans at AT&T and Verizon, plus the cost of optional benefits. Plan features and taxes and fees vary. With 3+ lines of better value plan. 3+ new lines and 2 eligible ports, or 3+ lines and 5+ years on T-Mobile postpaid plan required. Qualifying credit required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Get up to $800 per line via virtual prepaid card. Typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. Qualifying unlocked device credit service ported 90+ days with device and eligible carrier, and timely redemption required. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC.
I'm Tyler Kolick, and I got my Lincoln at Lincoln of Queens. They even delivered it right to my door. When it's time to save, it's time to go to Lincoln of Queens. Go New York, go New York, go.
Question: what business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. With each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee. Whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself. Because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
This President's Month at Nielsen Dodge, fun is in the driver's seat. We're celebrating all month with special presidential savings, plus 0 down payment.
We have your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram at extra special fun is in the driver's seat savings.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $187 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4, just $295 a month.
Plus, choose from a wide selection of certified pre-owned vehicles.
And if you need credit help, we're here to make it fast and easy on Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at nielsendodge.com.
Proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
President's
The
Day
home
sales
of
event.
Super Bowl.
Term 27 months to its signed Compass 5782, Cherokee 5890 at tax tag 489 dock and DMV fees.
New York Knicks fans. The New York Knicks have made a trade, and it's a real one. It's not one of those, we're clearing $100,000 under the second apron or anything like that. A real player who may get real playoff minutes is coming to the New York Knicks.
All right, this Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Moments ago, Shams with the tweet, the New Orleans Pelicans are trading Jose Alvarado to the New York Knicks, a homecoming for the Pelicans guard.
He is from Brooklyn, New York. I think he went to high school in Queens. He is a New Yorker. So not only do you have the homecoming, but you get a guy that, by the way, what'd they give up? I have to ask it. Who's in the trade?
We still don't have those details.
All right. So we'll find out from Shams, I'm sure, in the next few minutes. But here's all you need to know about Jose Alvarado, despite, besides just the local connection. His nickname is Grand Theft Alvarado. He plays with great energy. He's a good defender.
Not because he likes GTA?
Because he's actually stealing cars? No,
not actually. I'm talking about the game.
Oh, the game? I'm sure he played
gamer.
it. Who didn't play it? Like, I even played that game.
Of course everybody played that game.
Yeah, it's a hell of a game. No, it's because of his reputation. He's a high-motor player. He's a really good perimeter defender. He'll pick guys up with full-court press and annoy the crap out of them. And he is one of those guys.
We got the return?
We
have the return, and it's kind of hysterical.
It's funny. Who's Jake Fisher, by the way?
Jake Fisher's a hell of a reporter for Bleacher Report. Covers the NBA.
Jake Fisher yesterday. The Knicks are nowhere close in pursuit of hometown guard Jose Alvarado.
Oh, Jake, you screwed it up, man. All right, what'd they give up, and why is it hysterical?
They just gave up Dalen Terry, who they just got for Yabusele, and 2 second-round picks.
Beautiful. That's all you can't complain about that.
And my opinion, I think Alvarado, this is here to stop Cade Cunningham in a series.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to play a big role in that.
That's what it's all about right now.
I said to you at the top of the show that Dalen Terry will, because I didn't know that they were going to flip him immediately, but Dalen Terry, maybe he plays a couple of games and he plays a few minutes in garbage time, but the odds of Dalen Terry playing in the postseason are slim to none.
Right.
I even looked at the other trade, Yves Missy, as a guy who, he's young, he's got potential, could help him next year. He's not playing in the playoffs. I want guys, if I'm a Knicks fan, who's going to come here and contribute in the postseason. Jose Alvarado will. And he also provides great insurance for Deuce McBride, who right now is hurt. And we have no idea what his status is because the Knicks have been very mysterious about it. So it's a good move for a guy who, is going to play. He's going to play right now. Should play in the postseason. You bring up being a pest towards Cade Cunningham. He's a pest player. He's a high-motor guy who I think will electrify Madison Square Garden here and there during the postseason. Like, there are certain guys. I remember Obi Toppin had it. Very different player. But Obi Toppin would have that electric dunk that would make Madison Square Garden go nuts.
Right.
Jose Alvarado will have a play or two in a postseason series that will cause the Garden to go make a ruckus, and the return is nothing. I mean, forget about the guy you just gave up in Terry. It's Yabusele, who everyone was begging to get rid of, and 2 second-round picks. You're not losing sleep over second-round picks when you're trying to compete for a championship. So you can't even complain about the return.
Calling my shot now in the postseason, the old Mets Jose Reyes chant of Jose, Jose, Jose. That's coming back out in the playoffs.
They can't do that. That's ours.
They're going to do that at the Garden.
But they can't. They're not allowed to.
Why are they not allowed?
What's the criteria that would make them do that? Like, what does he have to do?
Big stops, couple big shots in a row, and you'll get that going in the crowd. That was a fun classic chant out at Shea City Field. This will be back.
When he forces, Cade Cunningham is a great example because, for now, they're the team that you're targeting. They're the number 1 seed in the East. When he forces Cade Cunningham into just a sloppy turnover because Alvarado's abusing him full court,
right,
and it turns into an easy layup, that's where the moment would occur. But it's a wonderful low-risk move if you're the New York Knicks, and they got better. And it's the kind of move that makes a lot more sense than blowing the whole thing up for a superstar player. Like, they have a really good team. They just need to add the right pieces. And Alvarado for 2 second-round picks, I mean,
right. And he could slot in, be a defensive asset, and you're not worried about chemistry per se.
No. And I also think, not that I'm panicking about Deuce McBride, but the Deuce McBride injury thing is kind of strange.
Yeah.
And they haven't really provided much of an update on it. So
the only thing that you can do is look at recent history and the Mitch Robinson. I don't know if it was injury or what was going on with Mitch at the beginning of the season. Because remember, he didn't play for a while. And it was like, what the hell's up with Mitch? And they never said anything really. Right. We could just make an assumption it was probably his ankle that he has had a history of issues with. So the fact that they're not saying anything and there's nothing happening, meaning physically, he's not getting surgery or anything like that, probably is just them being coy with info. And so it's likely
that's what they do. They're very
they're
coy.
Just very non-descriptive about injuries.
And the truth is, it doesn't matter until it matters, and it doesn't matter on February 5th.
No.
But I think the beauty of a deal like this is it protects you in case it's worse than it matters or worse than we realize. Right. So good move by the New York Knicks, adding Jose Alvarado, the local kid, to this roster and giving up 2 second-round picks and a player they acquired yesterday. We said it earlier. There was a reason why it wasn't official yet, and now we know why, because basically it's a 3-team trade that lands Jose Alvarado, Grand Theft Alvarado, to Madison Square Garden. 888-808-1019. Let's go to Jake on Rhode Island. What's up, Jake?
Hey, guys. I just wanted to started off by saying, Tiki, you were my favorite player in all of sports. As you and Derek Jeter growing up.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it.
And I'm 30 years old, so yeah, you were the man. But this goes back to a couple shows ago. So the Jose Alvarado news, I'm not going to lie, I got super jacked up hearing it.
Nice.
I'm sitting in my car. That just gives me even more firepower to say, Sean, you said the Islanders were closer to a championship than the Knicks a couple weeks ago. You got to wear an L, buddy. You got to wear an L.
Why?
What gives you the right to say something like that?
Because Jose Alvarado's not beating the Thunder when they get there.
Who are the Islanders beating? Are they even going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, my Islanders are getting there. All right.
Dude, first of all, no. You don't get to say my Islanders.
Just because you live on the island doesn't mean you get to claim the Islanders.
I don't claim them. He made them my Islanders for the sake of the argument.
Sean, you want to try something? It's tough sometimes. We live in a very eclectic town, right? We have a lot of different teams. There's teams all over the place. There's a lot of different rooting interests. I happen to be somebody that despises the New York Knicks. I've been very honest about that. I've been very open about that. I go out of my way to try to be honest with them. I think I've done it today, talking about last night's game, talking about the trade deadline. I try to be honest. I am an Islander fan as well. I would love for them to go win a Stanley Cup. The New York Knicks are far and away closer to a championship than the Islanders are. And if you don't believe me before you cut me off and say something crazy, if right now you were just bored and you went to the FanDuel Sportsbook app, okay, very simple, and you went to championship odds, I'll do it for you. I have it written down.
That's not what I'm basing it on.
Hold on. It's one of the things I always have at my fingertips, Tiki.
Yep.
In fact, you could ask me any team in this town what their championship odds are. I have it right in front
What
of
are
me.
the Giants' championship odds?
75 to 1. It's not terrible, by the way.
10 teams after them, by the way.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, yeah, they climbed.
Okay,
Jets with the
give me
longest.
the Islanders.
The Islanders are 65 to 1. So a little bit better than the New York Giants.
Okay, how about Sean's putrid Rangers?
The New York Rangers are the worst. They are 500 to 1.
They self-eliminated.
They also self-eliminated.
I mean, the Devils are only 2 points above them, so what are the Devils?
80 to 1. So a
not
little bit
horrible.
behind the Islanders. They play tonight.
Yeah.
The New York Knicks, again, the Islanders are 65 to 1. The Knicks are 15 to 1. Those are their current odds, and maybe they change based on last night or this trade, because I check them like yesterday. So it's, I will admit, it's 12 hours outdated. Even the Panarin thing, I have to recheck. It's probably worse than 500 to 1. So when you make a comment like that, you also realize that it's not based on anything other than you trying to divide a city. The New York Knicks are capable of winning an NBA championship. Why do I say that despite the Thunder being better? Why do I say that despite thinking the Nuggets are better? Because they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. They've been that for months. I give the Pistons all the credit in the world. I still think the Knicks are better. I can't be more consistent on that. If they're in the NBA Finals, I don't care how big of an underdog they are. If they're in the NBA Finals, they have a chance to win a championship, a real one. So the New York Knicks are championship contenders as much as you may not like it. I don't like it, but I'm real.
Watch your step when you get off the soapbox. You good?
I feel pretty good, yeah.
All right, listen, I'm not arguing odds. And if you ask me to make a statement, hey, Sean, who do you think has a better chance of reaching their sports championship round? My answer would be the Knicks. My answer as to why I think the Islanders are closer to a championship is the nature of the sport.
No, stop.
No, you can't. Evan, just because you don't like an argument that actually has truth behind it doesn't mean you can't yell, oh, stop it. The Knicks can get to the finals. I can promise you, the Knicks are not beating the Thunder or the Spurs when they get there. And by the way, you guys should dream, and you're right.
You can't promise us that. The Pacers almost beat them in the seventh game without Tyrese Halliburton.
Almost. They didn't. They did not. Do I think the Islanders are winning the Stanley Cup? No, I don't. But if you ask me in the nature of the sport, the way hockey is with the Islanders and the way they're playing, and Sorokin is a goalie, and you want to make me throw up as I say this? The nature of the sport indicates the Islanders have a better chance of actually hoisting the Stanley Cup than the Knicks do of beating a Western Conference team when they get there.
You're embarrassing yourself again.
No, you're embarrassing yourself because you want to listen to FanDuel odds and talk about how great the Knicks are, and you're not listening to the point of the argument.
I get your point. It's flawed.
Your argument's flawed.
No.
You celebrate getting the championships like no other, man. It's about winning the whole thing.
That seems like a personal attack now. I think that while the Knicks will be underdogs in an NBA Finals,
no shot.
It's not no shot.
No shot.
You can't say that.
Yes, I can, and I just did, and I'll say it again. No shot.
You could say things that are not true.
No, it is true.
They have no shot. They have no shot. Because clearly they have a chance to get to the NBA Finals. And if you get to the NBA Finals, you always have a shot.
Yeah, that's what sports would have you believe. For them to win,
a reality.
For them to win 4 games versus defending champion Thunder or the Spurs is asinine. They're not as good as those teams.
It's not.
And in the NBA, more than any other sport,
so
the best
Islanders
team wins.
are better than
No. This is the next point
the
of the argument.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
No. In the NBA, more than any other sport, it is beyond difficult to be the worst team and win 4-7.
Saying, but
we all
but
understand.
you're saying someone's better than the other team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sean, we all understand the sports argument. You got to take a lap on this one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm right, so
Listen,
that's fine.
no,
Take a lap.
Islanders are better than the Avalanche?
No. But do I think that there's a better...
So then...
There's a better chance the Avalanche get knocked off in their sport before even getting the cup than the Thunder do from getting to the finals. This is the argument I'm trying to make. It's just...
You know what?
Actually, I'm not trying to make it. I made it.
I'm going to do everybody a favor. Okay, we disagree.
That's fine.
And I'm going to move on.
Feels good to be right again. That's all.
You're not right about anything. All I know is I don't
Sean's over here making hockey points that he doesn't even believe.
I know. He's so...
I don't want to argue about these two teams having parades. I could care less.
You could care less because it would bother you, and that's okay. The beauty of New York is that, again, we're an eclectic mix. Even though, yes, super majority of it are Knicks fans, and I respect that, there are people that don't love the Knicks, just like there are people that don't love the Islanders or the Rangers. Look, simple point is this. The New York Knicks' chances of winning an NBA championship, while it moved slightly, got slightly better by bringing in someone like Jose Alvarado, a key bench piece, a guy who, to answer the question from earlier today, will they acquire somebody that gets playoff minutes and is in a playoff rotation? My answer to that is yes. Now, one thing about Jose Alvarado, and this is not his fault by any stretch, is he doesn't have a lot of playoff experience. He's played in New Orleans his entire career. Talk about toiling and suckitude. So for him, he's not like you're bringing in some proven winner, but you are bringing in a guy who's a pest defensively, who's the perimeter defender that is just going to cause like angst, and a guy who can hit threes. He makes 35, 36% of them, like a nice 15-minute-a-night bench piece. And that's a really good move by the New York Knicks, and they deserve credit because they basically gave up nothing.
Right?
Get me to May so I can take a victory lap, please.
You can't take a victory lap.
Yes, I can.
I think the only way you'd be able to take a victory lap is if the Islanders went further than the Knicks.
Well, no. The only way he takes a victory lap is if the Islanders win a championship.
Oh, that's the only way.
That's the only way.
Yeah. So
okay.
I hope you take a lap, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll be able to. And by the way,
what do you mean be able to? I can't walk?
Sean.
I'm in better shape than you, dude.
Why am I being attacked?
Because you just told me I couldn't take a lap. You just told me I couldn't take a lap. You know how disrespectful it is? I look that fat to you?
Okay, Tiki,
You're wearing lifts in your shoes. We saw him today on Twitter.
How long is a lap?
Jeez. I don't even know. Tiki, I tried
quarter
to be...
of a mile. 440 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
400 meters.
You don't think I could do a quarter mile?
I tried to be the adult by 3 minutes ago saying, hey, not going to fight about this anymore. This is a Knicks story, not an Islander story. I'm just going to say, hey, we have different opinions. Let's move on. And he's reinserted himself into a debate that's not happening.
Don't tell me what the story
We've moved on. We're talking about the Knicks and Alvarado.
All right. I got angry. It was the caller that called. I didn't make it a story.
What did the caller do?
The caller started this whole argument.
Yeah,
He told
the
me he was
caller
wrong.
did start it. He's a Knicks fan who was very pissed.
That's a hell of a caller then. Because we're now 8 minutes later, still talking about this thing.
And I can't take a lap, apparently.
That's not what I meant.
Can you do it under 60 seconds?
Definitely.
No shot.
Quarter mile?
Do you think you could beat me in a race?
Evan,
I'm not even entertaining that.
You don't want to embarrass yourself.
What does that mean? Have we ever done a race?
No.
So then how do you know? We've never
Evan,
raced.
How do I know? You can no longer sit to do a show.
That's a good point.
That's a great point.
That is I guess I would have to wait until I'm healthy.
Yeah.
So if a healthy Evan Roberts, you think you'd beat me too?
You're never going to be healthy again the rest of your life.
You really think that? I'm
well,
done?
I mean, like healthy.
I'm damaged goods.
Healthy enough to run a race.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, so what are we going to do with the softball game?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to keep score.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. If the softball game was tomorrow, I'd be the scorekeeper. I mean, I'm just...
Or the ump.
Or the ump. I'm just in no...
Well, no, the ump, you got to like keep...
That's true. I can't even...
You can't even do that.
Can I umpire from a chair?
That actually would be kind of ballsy.
Can I sit up a chair?
So now you can sit or you can't?
That's true. I can't sit. You're right. Good point. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Maybe I won't even go. I'm just going to ditch it. As much as I love it and basically agreed to play it. Anyhow, Mario is in Howell. What's up, Mario?
Hey, Mario.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. I wanted to talk about Darren Muji a little bit. I was very, I was kind of upset, 2 days ago with the story, and I'm not going to get into it whether it's right or wrong. I think Muji's been, from a Jets fan's perspective, like the only kind of optimism that we've had.
Yes.
Because, I think he's been really good as far as trying to build up the roster. I mean, I don't think we realize how bad Joe Douglas was here. He had 40 picks, 40 over 5 drafts, and 27 of the 40 are not even on the Jets roster, 6 years later. And a lot of those guys are even out of football right now. Not to mention other deals like John Franklin Myers and Sheldon Rankins. These guys were like just cap casualties,
right.
With the Hassan Reddick, obviously, trade. Thanks to Joe, we don't even have a third-round pick this year because of that. But I really do think that before we could even discuss head coaches, I think we need to get a general manager here who can develop and build a roster. And I think then when you have the talent, you might be attracting better candidates. That's my take on it. I mean, McCagnon, Idzik, and Joe Douglas, it's synonymous with the team being so brutal over the last 15, 16 years.
Yeah. I think that the organization's reputation also plays a role in it, though. Like right now, I think one of the other things that's making the Jets an unattractive organization is that they got a bad reputation. And the Jets could sit there all day or call people and tell them it's not true and it's all fake and it's not real, but the reputation is real. That's the reality.
Right.
So they can deny it all day, but they have a really, really bad reputation. So, yeah, I think having good players on your roster will make you more appealing, but I think ultimately it's still going to be an issue if you have a bad reputation around the league. As far as Muji's concerned, he's only been here for a year. And early on, I like what I've seen from him. Like, it was ballsy to trade Sauce Gardner. I know we all say now, oh, it's so easy. So many picks were offered. He was giving up in the middle of a season, and he was giving up with young, in their prime players in the middle of a season, and he decided to pull that plug. He also did a pretty good job picking up names, picking up small names,
right.
Guys that turned out to contribute. Like, it's early, and it's not enough to say he's definitely the answer because he also screwed up the quarterback position. I have to put that on him as well as Aaron Glenn. But I have some hope in Darren Muji. In Aaron Glenn, I don't have as much hope because I've seen less from Aaron Glenn to give me hope other than really strong words at a press conference.
Yeah, and words don't mean anything. Ultimately, all of the noise around this team recently, at least this week, and then the quietness of which their off seasons have operated in this Muji Glenn era don't matter unless they win. Creating a winning culture is the only thing that matters. Otherwise, this nonsense is going to keep going on.
That's it. I think on this day where the Knicks made, a minor but important trade, the Knicks are always the greatest example of this. They also had a bad reputation. They also had no one wanting to play here. And here we are. That feels like the dinosaur era. Like, they're really good. They're a well-run, functional franchise. They may not win an NBA championship this year, but they know what the hell they're doing. That's the difference. And also track records matter, right? So Leon Rose just made a trade for Jose Alvarado. Naturally, maybe this isn't fair. Maybe it's really fair. You tell me, Tiki. I'm thinking about some of the other trade deadline deals he made. I think it's going through my mind. And I keep thinking about that other time he traded a second-round pick for a guy at the trade deadline. The guy's name was Derrick Rose. He turned out to be their best player in a postseason series. Like, say what you want about where that team ultimately went. That was a hell of a trade. Remember that time they traded for Josh Hart? That's turned into a pretty good trade. Like, Leon Rose was able to extinguish the reputation that the franchise he runs has because he made so many good moves, you'd be dumb to bring up the reputation. Like, I now trust Leon Rose. Oh, yeah, that's right. What did he do?
You should.
Josh Hart, Derrick Rose. Yeah, he's had some pretty good deadlines.
No, of course he has.
OG Anunoby was in December, but that was a pretty good trade.
He's put together a team, even though we half the time don't know what's happening, that can win and get deep into the postseason. He's done it every single year.
The one mistake he probably made was giving up all those picks for Mikal Bridges. That's probably the mistake. If we're being fair. You know why?
When the Knicks win a championship, it's going to be Mikal Bridges that nails the dagger.
You know what's funny? If that's the case, then it all goes out the window.
Yep.
But the reason I say that, and I'm being honest with you, has nothing to do with the team that got the picks. I'm a Nets fan. They suck. They're a million years away from winning. It has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that if they had those picks, this trade deadline could have looked very different. And doesn't mean this is bad.
Yeah.
Just means if they forget Giannis for a second. You know who'd be a Knick today? Jaren Jackson. And that'd be a hell of a move.
It would be.
They would have the opportunity to get a player like that. So when I say that was the mistake.
Yeah, but didn't a lot go back for that Jaren Jackson?
It was, the key to that trade was the 3 first-round picks. But you're right, they got Walter Clayton Jr. I'm not saying it was just that, but my point is having the capital would have just made a difference of what they're capable of doing at the trade deadline. Right. And that's the biggest argument people miss about the Bridges trade. It's not about the Nets. It's not about 5 first-round picks and what they turn into. It's not about, they're in middle school. That's not the point. It's about what those assets could have turned into. Maybe Giannis would be here. Though I think we're all kind of cooled on that because the Knicks have won 8 in a row, and it's like,
yeah, we're good.
We're good. We'll get back to your calls in a minute. More on the Knicks making a big trade for Jose Alvarado, and the latest on a quarterback that doesn't want to be in the draft, but he is in the draft. 888-808-1019. It is Evan and Tiki with you for another hour until, I forgot the Cinco. You know why? Because I wasn't hungry.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. The NCAA denied the eligibility appeal for Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, and I agree with the ruling. At a certain point, we just have to move on from our college days. No one wants to peak in college. Trinidad helped Ole Miss during his time there, but I believe that his time has ran its course. This is the right move by the NCAA. I'm Addie Bates.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on moneyline, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Febreze,
New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and New Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
The Rutgers men's basketball team is back in action this winter at Jersey Mike's Arena. Join the fun and don't miss the excitement on the court as head coach Steve Peichel and the Scarlet Knights take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten Conference. Limited tickets are still available to come cheer on your Scarlet Knights. For more information or to purchase Rutgers men's basketball tickets, visit scarletknights.com. That's scarletknights.com. And go RU.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is making every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions, featuring over $5 million in prizes. Here's how it works. Open the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. And every live bet means another shot to win. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WFAN. That's code WFAN. Bet live for your share of $5 million in prizes with code WFAN. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming Inc.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Yes, we do have more breaking Knicks news, and this feels... God, I wish I could go back in time 15 minutes and be more pushy about what I was saying about Deuce McBride? Because I kept saying, there's mystery around Deuce's injury, which is why the Knicks recently trading for Jose Alvarado. If you're just tuning in, they did that in the last half hour, acquiring the guard from the New Orleans Pelicans for 2 second-round picks. But there seems something off about the Deuce McBride injury, and bringing in Alvarado is great insurance just in case. I did say that. Well, now we know the just in case, because James Edwards III, who covers the Knicks for The Athletic, and Fred Katz, who covers the NBA for The Athletic, is now reporting that Deuce McBride will undergo surgery for a core muscle injury and may be out until the playoffs.
Wow.
Here's what, and by the way, things come full circle in a lot of ways, because we're talking about the Jets and how they've earned this reputation of being dysfunctional. But once you win, it's talked about so differently.
Right.
The Knicks are such a winning franchise that we're not going to freak out when we remind you that Deuce McBride has been out the last few games for, quote, left ankle injury management. So this surgery comes out of nowhere just in terms of their injury report.
Right.
So the Knicks are
it's the first we've heard of it.
Of course. We
even though I do feel like he did get a knock, because that's the only way to describe it, a month or so ago.
Right.
And you didn't think of it as anything.
Well,
talking about in his core area.
Sure.
And it was just like, whatever, it's nothing.
Well, because I think
he played through it.
We take into account what an injury report says.
Right.
And so when they tell you, hey, it's left ankle injury management, and then it's a left ankle injury, because I think Coach Brown recently upgraded it to, there's an ankle issue. Okay. To now it becoming, and you tell me, you know about the human body more than I do, now it becomes a core muscle injury?
Yeah, that whole the ankle bone's connected to the thigh bone, that thing. Yeah. It doesn't really feel connected. I'm just telling you. I'm sure in some capacity it is, but guy tears his Achilles after having an ACL injury. It feels related, right? You're favoring your leg, and then all of a sudden you put too much stress, and Daniel Jones, you tear your ACL, and it feels like you could see that coming. This is not one of those you could see that coming. But it also, I think, is informative of all the other sports except for the NFL. In the NFL, you have to say exactly what it is.
Right.
Now, they push you to make it clear, and sometimes you're getting on the injury report just as a competitive advantage to make people think that you're hurt when you're really not. That it's different how teams manipulate it, but you can't just obscure and omit an injury, because this feels like this came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I did some research while you were talking. Not that I'm ignoring you, but I wanted to come back with exactly what I found.
Yeah.
Which is, how much time is he truly going to miss? Because we really can't trust. That's core muscle surgery. He'll be back. We don't know. And the Knicks aren't going to tell us.
You don't know what core muscle surgery is. It could be a hernia. It could be a strained whatever. It could be anything.
So here's what I've read through how much time will an NBA player miss after having core muscle surgery. Core muscle surgery, often referred to as a repair for athletic pubalgia, Pubalgia, Pubaglia. Also a sports hernia, okay?
Yeah.
And NBA players typically involve a recovery period before returning to full play. From a study analyzing 30 NBA players who underwent surgical treatment for, commonly referred to as a core muscle injury, the average return to play time was 4.73 months, roughly 20 weeks.
Well, you did say the other 3 segments ago, yeah, we'll know in 5 months.
That is true.
So it's like, okay, that fits inside the time frame. We're good. Evan just told us.
Well, you're good for the finals.
I know.
If he misses 4 months, that's the NBA finals.
I know. Yeah.
Now,
up until the NBA finals, right?
Right.
But that's typical. And this might not be an elite athlete. Who are you? Did you grok that?
Yes, I've got specific examples. Would you like to hear?
Yes.
Some recoveries, this is where we're going to give you some good news. Some recoveries target 6 to 8 weeks. For an example, former Knick Cam Reddish, his case was a little bit longer in 2019. Markieff Morris missed 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, but Markieff Morris was like a nut.
So what does that mean? I mean, Deuce McBride's tough.
I'd play through pain.
Broader?
I'm just, I don't know, bullying people anyway.
Broader athletic recovery from core muscle repair can range from 3 to 12 weeks in some protocols. But NBA-level demands, high-intensity contact explosive movements, often extends to a line with 4 to 5 months in recent studies. That's bad if it's 4 to 5 months. Now, what The Athletic is reporting is by the time postseason starts, they think he could be back. Well, if we do the math on that, that's 2 months. That's a little over 2 months they need to get Deuce back in time for the postseason.
Oh, you forget how long. Yeah, that's right. You forget how long the postseason is in the NBA.
No, it's very long.
I always forget because you think the playoffs, and I'm thinking, man, there's no way. And then the postseason lasts forever.
So based on your knowledge here, knowing we've got about 2.5 months until the NBA playoffs start, we don't know the specifics of the injury as far as the surgery is concerned, but they're calling it a core muscle surgery. Is it realistic he's back for the postseason?
Unless if they get to the finals, I'd say yes. Because you think about how he plays, because he's not just a go stand in the corner deuce and knock down corner 3-pointers. He's exceptionally long from his arm standpoint, and so he's a great wing defender. So part of what Deuce does, obviously he's a good shooter and can be a ball handler opposite of Jalen Brunson if need be, but he's also a great defender. And so the last thing you want to do is put him out on the court and him not be able to do what he does defensively.
Now, the good news is they added Jose Alvarado.
That's right.
I mean, it goes back to...
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, at the time it made sense.
Remember that whole coincidence thing?
Right.
There it is. There's a reason. It's not a coincidence that they signed Jose Alvarado.
But, when we were talking about it, I thought it was good insurance policy, but I didn't think, surgery was going to be announced 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
I just figured, if he misses a few weeks, no big deal.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah. No, it's a smart trade.
Right.
Give Leon Rose credit for this. Even if the Knicks basically have made it an art form of not telling us the truth about injuries, which they are. And
we still don't know what the hell was wrong with Mitchell Robinson.
And here's why we laugh about it. And this is a lesson for the Jets. We laugh about it because the Knicks win. We laugh about it because there's such a well-run organization that even when they lie to us, it's like, okay.
Well, you can trust them. It's kind of like how we're feeling about John Harbaugh with the Giants.
Yes.
Just trust his decisions right now.
Yes.
We don't know that those decisions are going to help the Giants win.
Right.
But we've gotten to the point where we can trust whatever the Knicks do is going to help them win.
Right.
Or be better.
And a credit to Leon Rose. Yeah. I don't know what the Pelicans knew, but you know the way teams are. They try to take kind of advantage of desperation.
Of course.
No one knew about this.
Yeah.
So maybe the mystery was put into place so that teams didn't know, wow, the Knicks are desperate to trade for a backup point guard. And it worked out because they added Jose Alvarado for 2 second-round picks and basically Yabusele because they traded what they got back for Yabusele to New Orleans, and so they've added Jose Alvarado. So overall, it's a mixed day, I think, if you're a Knicks fan. It shows that your team is being smart, but obviously bad news around Deuce McBride. And don't hold your breath on a timetable because the Knicks aren't going to supply it. Now, I think that Katz and Edwards are good reporters at The Athletic, so maybe they'll try to kind of formulate one. But it may be based off of what we're talking about, which is just looking at the history of injuries with other players, and everybody's different. So we'll see. But again, it's worded as could be sidelined until the playoffs. So that wording makes you think, they expect him back before the postseason. But as we've seen with these injuries, it could be longer than that.
Yeah, because we just have no idea. It's not one of those surgeries that we kind of know the timetable. Like you tear your ACL, you kind of know the timetable. You have a shoulder surgery, you kind of know the timetable. Core could mean anything. It could be groin, it could be ab. We have no idea. Oblique, who knows? If it's oblique, then that's an issue.
Yeah, no, I get you. 888-808-1019. Constantine in Homedale. What's up, Constantine?
What's up, Evan and Tiki?
What's up?
Jose, baby.
What's up? Hey, listen, Constantine, what do your friends call you, Constantine? Do they call you
usually
Constantine?
Con for short. Con for short. My parents call me Constantine, yeah.
All right, we'll call you Con. What's up, Con?
This trade, this is a guy you get in the playoffs. He's going to give you a stop. He's going to give you a steal. I'm telling you, this trade, I know Deuce is out now. This trade is a very good trade for the Knicks. I'm telling you, this guy's going to lock up a team's best defender when you need him. This is a guy. Yeah. And listen, I know we missed out on Giannis. I'm going to be honest. He's going to get a lot of money in the summer from someone. The Lakers, right? We can't blow it up. Listen, Pat, we can't trade him yet. We can't trade OG. We need these guys if we want to win a championship. 8 in a row. Listen, I think this is a championship team we're building right here.
Well, I really do. The good news about blowing it up for Giannis is I think when you decide to do it or not do it during the summer, you'll have more information.
No, you're right.
You're going to know.
The Lakers are an interesting thought he just threw out there kind of flippantly because you know that they're going to reset in some way. They're not going to tear down and rebuild, but they're going to reset in some way. I just don't know what they're giving up, but that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I think what Giannis being traded in the summer does is it opens up many more possibilities because more teams are going to say, hey, we're close. hey, this is the guy that can put us over the top, or this is the guy that's going to make us more relevant. The real question about this offseason is going to be, where is Giannis's head in terms of, does he want to tell teams, I'm not extending here, I'm not extending there, I'm not extending here? If he does that, he's got the power to dictate where he wants to go. But before we get there, the next stop on the Giannis train is that Giannis Antetokounmpo has already leaked out. It just came out in the last few minutes that he plans to play this season and help push the Milwaukee Bucks to the postseason, which is, why would a professional athlete not feel that way? Of course he would. He wants to come back from injury, and he wants to play. Respect the hell out of that. The problem is the Milwaukee Bucks aren't going to want that. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to realize we're better off losing. We're better off tanking. They actually don't own the rights to their own pick, but it's a right to swap. So they want to be as bad as possible, so whatever that swap isn't as bad. And so Giannis wants to play, and the Bucks don't want him to play.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be the next standoff, and that's a tough one.
That could get interesting and maybe contentious.
That can get very ugly.
There's no failure in sports.
Because I don't fail. I just win, except for this year.
And I understand him wanting to make the playoffs for the bottom half of the play-in tournament, because if you look at the standings right now,
I don't even know where they are right
the
now.
Chicago Bulls are like the last play-in team. They've made a lot of moves over the last few days that I don't think their fans are very happy about. The Charlotte Hornets are trying to get better, give them credit, and the Bucks right now are only 3 games behind Chicago for that last play-in spot. So Giannis sees those standings, and he's like, damn right, I'm going for it.
He's saying if we get in, then anything can happen.
Yeah. Well, we know anything won't happen.
Of course, but in his mind, anything can happen.
That's why, like, the end of the Giannis saga hasn't occurred. Not only will this be a story in the summer, but maybe not for us, because I don't know how attached we'll be to the Giannis versus the Bucks debate on if he should play or not.
Right.
But that's going to be like the next NBA debate.
Yeah.
He wants to play, the Bucks say no. Ugly situation. But you know what? It's not my problem.
Nope.
And it's not your problem.
Nope.
And it's really none of us our problems. We can take out our, what's the white puffy things we eat that we put into fires? Marshmallows. That's right.
Like, what are you talking about?
I forget the word. We could sit back, make s'mores with our marshmallows, and watch the Milwaukee Bucks burn.
Yeah, you need your graham chocolate or your graham crackers and dark chocolate.
Bingo. I agree with you on that. I don't like the marshmallow part. I just like the cooking the marshmallow part,
Dude,
and then eating the chocolate with the graham cracker.
I take half of the marshmallow out.
Because it's too much.
It just gets gooey and like, ugh.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Sean, I don't know if you're ready, but I'm kind of hungry. So would you like to feed us a Cinco? He's not ready, so instead we'll go to Frankie and Kew Gardens. What's up, Frankie?
Hey, I'm a longtime fan of both of you guys. I just have a point to add to the discussion around why Tom Brady may not have a dog in the race, but also want to add one point before I talk to that about Jose Alvarado.
Yes.
Jose Alvarado's he's a local. He's from Brooklyn, and he went to Christ the King, so that also makes it interesting because
he's got both boroughs covered. We mentioned it earlier.
Nice.
From Brooklyn, from Queens. He's a local kid. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And about Tom Brady and not having a dog in the race, one thing that I do recall, and you guys may not think this is much, but I think that Vrabel and the Titans defeated the Patriots in Tom Brady's last season with the Patriots.
They did, yep.
In the playoffs. So I'm wondering if there's some competitive aspect in relation to that, and just not wanting to root for Vrabel. Maybe they have some bad energy between each other. I have no idea, but just one possibility.
Maybe. I mean, but
that's a creative one.
It is. That's
I can tell you.
a good
You already
thought.
know.
But he did win championships with Vrabel.
I know.
So, yeah, maybe.
Would you be that bitter?
No, you can't be.
Over that loss?
No, you can't be. He was too accomplished already at that point.
I do remember, what I remember about that game, and this is literally the only thing, that it ended quietly.
Yeah.
And I remember Tom being like at his own 5-yard line, and the Patriots are making one last gap, and I think he threw like a pick six or something that got tipped up. Was it Logan Ryan who ended up with it? I don't know. Am I right about that, Sean?
Yes, it was Logan Ryan. That was the last pick.
That's all I remember.
Of his Patriots career?
Yes.
That wasn't his last throw, was it?
I believe it was.
Oh, get out of here.
Well, it was a pick six, so I wonder if he came back on the next meaningless drive.
he probably did. Yeah, you probably did.
Or if they were just like, this thing's over.
What year was that?
That was 2019.
I can't watch it.
There was a Bills-Texans game before then.
For some reason, because you guys know I watch True Media.
Yeah, it's his way of watching every football game ever.
So I wanted to go back because we were talking about the IC Ghost games yesterday. I was like, I got to go watch that game. So I was looking at True Media. For some reason, and for the 2019 season, every game doesn't have any of the highlight, any of the all 22.
They wiped it.
But 16, 17, 18, 20, and on, I can get every game. 2019, I can get no games.
Yeah, it's because Tom Brady runs the NFL and he wiped it because his team got knocked out in the first round.
I mean, possibly.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason. Well, we are hungry. Sean will feed us in just a few minutes with a Cinco de Lunch show, plus more of your calls at 888-808-1019, and an update on the Jet quarterback situation involving someone who may be in the draft after all. Evan and Tiki here on The Fan till 2 o'clock.
This portion of the program is sponsored by Kalshi. Trade on anything. The big game is here and now. You can trade on football legally nationwide on Kalshi. Right now, New England is trading at 32% to beat Seattle. A $100 trade out pays $289. Use code FAN to get $20 when you trade $100. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books of Western One Sports. Super Bowl 60 is right around the corner. I think this is going to be a defensive battle with a ton of pressure on the shoulders of the QBs. Drake May has struggled throughout the postseason. Meanwhile, Sam Darnold was fantastic in the NFC title game, but 2 weeks to think about the magnitude of this moment could create some nervy throws. Add in 2 D-lines that are peaking, 2 offenses that like to play at a slower pace, and 2 conservative head coaches. I think we hit the under 45.5 on Sunday. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Summer in New York and New Jersey just got hotter. Tim McGraw, the Pawn Shop Guitar Tour. Get lost in the songs you love to sing. With special guests, 49 Winchester, PNC Bank Arts Center, Friday, July 10th, and Northwell at Jones Beach Theater on July 24th. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. Part of the Cadillac Tri-State Concert Series.
History's masterpieces wouldn't be the same without their most notable accents. Neither would the Kia Sportage without its multiple drive modes. The Kia Sorento without its expansive 12.3-inch panoramic display. Or the Kia Telluride without its 3 rows of spacious seating. The Kia SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
With Grubhub, there's no fees on restaurant orders over $50. You eat the food, Grubhub will eat the fees.
Wait. Grubhub is going to eat the fees?
Wait, like the receipts? It's a metaphor for how Grubhub is doing away with fees. No delivery fees, no service fees, no rainy day fees.
But what if it rains? Can I still order delivery? Please!
You can still get any type of food delivered without getting off the couch.
In that case, what about the no pants fee?
Well, I've never heard of that one, but I guess we'll eat that too. No fees on restaurant orders over $50. Only on Grubhub.
Grubhub will eat the fees!
Details at Grubhub.com.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or over cooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released 3rd-generation Chef IQ Sense at ChefIQ.com. That's ChefIQ.com.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Be there at Barclays Center on February 15th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises, and no money down. See ya at John Starks Kia.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ratliff, Engineering Director at Nissan. You know, some things are important to hear from an expert, not a voice actor. For instance, the Nissan Rogue is not only strong and practical, but it's reliable too. We've tested the turbocharged engine for thousands of hours, so it keeps going when you need it most. And 225 pound-feet of torque is what's going to allow this SUV to tackle those bigger, more ambitious adventures. Everything so you can go rogue.
Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, Murano, or 2025 Nissan Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 US IQS award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example: 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to in-mat credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 3/2/26.
It's last call for football, and FanDuel's giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is around touchdowns. Shortest touchdown scored, longest touchdown scored, first TD and last TD. Will the Seahawks run the barn burner tush push to hit the under shortest touchdown scored? Do you think Kenneth Walker will score the first touchdown of the game? Maybe you think the Patriots will be throwing late in the game, and you'll take Hunter Henry for last touchdown scored. All you have to do is opt in each day and place an eligible bet to use that day's profit boost. Play your game with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issues non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The home of Super Bowl 60 on Westwood One is WFAN.
We'll obviously get a lot more into the Super Bowl tomorrow. Football Friday, the last one of the year. Get you set for the New England Patriots against the Seattle Seahawks. But I don't know why. Maybe it's because I had a big breakfast. It took a while to really get that hunger. But here at about 1:26, I don't know about you, Teak, I'm hungry.
Sean Moraes in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling no! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go on this Thursday. Eat up Cinco de Lunch Show is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. Yesterday's Cinco about foods pissed a lot of people off. Got a lot of angry complaints about mozzarella stick haters, so I'm hoping to move on and not have as much hate today. So here we are, Thursday, Super Bowl week. I don't know where everybody's at. Temperature check. I started yesterday, go through more Super Bowl highlights, halftime show. I'm just trying to set the mood. And I still wake up today, and I'm just not excited for this game. I am still there on Thursday. I know on Sunday, I love Super Bowl Sunday, I'll be there, but it's the matchup. So then...
But it's a great quarterback matchup.
Is it?
I mean, in theory, it could be.
Sam Darnold in a game makes it a great quarterback matchup?
Sam Darnold has been amazing.
Sam Darnold's got to win a game like this for me to then put him in a spot.
Yeah, the NFC Championship game doesn't count.
Forget the, 30 other games he's won in the last 2 years.
Tiki, I'm going to admit, this is a me problem. This is a me problem. I
31 games to be exact, I think.
I haven't gotten there. I'm not a believer. But anyway, so I went back and I'm like, all right, my lifetime. Have I ever felt like this? And we've talked about this.
Yeah, what I did was, and it's a fun game you can play with your friends. I did it with Tiki, I think on Monday. I said, let's go through the last 10 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me which of these is
better.
less appealing than this one.
And it was very few that we even debated.
Yeah, you fought me on one or two, but you basically agreed. Like, yeah, you go back the last decade, say what you want. Like, we're all going to watch. No one's saying we're not.
And not to be biased about what actually happened, just going into the game.
Just going into the game. And you will see with that evidence that this is the least appealing Super Bowl in the last decade. And if you don't believe me, play the game, and it will be proven true.
So I'm doing 20 years. The 5 least sexy Super Bowl matchups going in the last 20 years. And I'm not including this one because this one might be number 1, it might be number 5, it might be number 6. I don't know yet.
Okay.
So here we go.
Here we go! Number 5.
Incredibly, I'm going to 20 years ago. Super Bowl 40. Steelers, Seahawks in Detroit. Without Jerome Bettis, was there anything exciting going into this game?
I don't even remember that Super Bowl. Like, I know one, but I don't
remember.
The
refs. That's what I remember.
It's Matt Hasselbeck versus an unknown up-and-coming Ben Roethlisberger.
Very unappealing Super Bowl. I completely agree with you.
And he wasn't even great in it.
No,
and he wasn't even great during the whole run, really.
Yeah. And again, I'm not talking about what happened to the refs. I'm just talking about that week leading in. It was Jerome Bettis. That was the story, and that was all it really was.
Seems like you hate Seattle because that's another Seattle example.
Was that Mendenhall? Was that?
Wasn't the Mendenhall Willie Parker the next one versus the
No, you're right.
2008.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, here we go.
Number 4.
I'm going Super Bowl 47. Ironically, when CBS Sports Radio launched, it's that Ravens-Niners Super Bowl. It had the Harbaughs and it had the end of Ray Lewis.
Oh, I thought that was interesting only because of the coaches.
But in the end, all we talked about it afterwards was still about like the blackout and the. I don't know. Just that week, it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I found myself.
Colin Kaepernick?
Joe Flacco and Kaepernick, man. That's not that sexy at the time.
But
you're right.
But Joe had played well to get there. I mean, Joe was on an all-time heater.
Yeah, he was, and Cap was he was taking the league by storm.
Yeah, and Kaepernick was running all over the place. You got to remember, like, to get to a Super Bowl, everybody's going to be playing well. I'm going to say this about anybody, but it's still like...
Is Drake May playing well?
Nobody played well this year. Come on, dude. He's going to be second.
No, I'm talking about the playoff run.
He's the favorite to win the MVP?
No, Stafford.
Stafford is. Oh,
Drake May second.
Right.
Yes.
Drake May second.
All right, here we go.
Number 3.
Cardinals Steelers ends up being a great Super Bowl. It's the 9-7 Cardinals, and I know Kurt Warner's there. It's at the end, and maybe I know it's the Steelers, and the Steelers are always sexy. But again, the 9-7 Cardinals are playing in the Super Bowl here.
That was an NBC Super Bowl.
Yes, Madden's last one, I think.
Yeah.
What I remember about that Super Bowl, and it's amazing because it turned out not to be the case at all. I remember going in saying, "Here's the problem, Joe," because we were working together. I said, how could it match last year?
I know. You're right.
We had Giants, Patriots, the undefeated season, an all-time great game. The game, not the hype, but the game ended up, you could argue, surpassing the Giant game.
Because James Harrison with that 90-something yard interception return.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Well, and that's why I think it's important to include this on the list, because Sunday could end up being the greatest Super Bowl of all time,
Right. No,
and we just don't know it yet.
I agree, and I think that what hurt Arizona-Pittsburgh was that they were living in the shadow of not just an all-time great Super Bowl, but an all-time great hype Super Bowl. A New York team, the Eli story versus the undefeated Patriots.
I still don't know if that was a touchdown at the end.
Yeah.
I think his left foot was on the back of his right foot, not on the ground.
Controversial Tiki take.
Number 2.
Number 2 for me is Super Bowl 51 in Minneapolis, Eagles-Patriots. Ends up being a historic game, but like going in, it's Nick.
That was the cold one.
Yeah, freezing, and that was part of it. I lived through that week. It just felt not juice, and I lived it, but Nick Foles beat Case Keenum in an NFC Championship game to get there. And Tom Brady beat Blake Bortles to get there. And it was just, I don't know.
There wasn't a lot of juice. I agree.
Yeah,
and I couldn't
agree.
wait to go home.
Completely agree. Well, you guys, yes, you were there, so that definitely negatively affected it.
It was like,
We did shows from a mall food court over there.
I think the negativity I had and a lot of people had was Patriots fatigue, Tom Brady fatigue, especially being a Jet fan. Turned out to be an all-time game, but you're right. It was also a rematch, kind of like what we're having now where, yeah, we've already seen Patriots-Eagles. It wasn't that long ago when you go back to 12 years prior. In this case, it's 11 years. So I think that adds to it as well.
All right, here we go.
Or 13 years
Number
prior.
one.
I think in that case it was 13 years because it was 17 to 04. But
Number one, I think, is the most parallel Super Bowl to this Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl 50, exactly 10 years ago, in the same site of San Francisco. The Panthers, a very nondescript NFC franchise, have
15-1.
This is my point. Dominant regular season, and even when they got there, it's still like, hey, they're
Nobody
the Panthers.
believed it. Yeah.
And the Seahawks,
I know what you mean.
the
Yeah.
Seahawks have like a very similar. They're not as good as 15-1, 14-3. And then the Broncos, yeah, it's Peyton Manning, and he's trying to win a Super Bowl, but that wasn't Peyton Manning anymore. Like, he was so shot that year. Brock Osweiler played a bunch, and in the end, the game was kind of meh, too, and it matched. So that, to me, is the least sexy Super Bowl matchup in the last 20 years, and I don't know where this one's going to ultimately fall in my brain.
Well, I think it's going to be a good game, but I can see why people aren't excited about it. I am excited about it just because I think from a coaching and from the players that matter in this game standpoint, it's interesting. And there's just like you have Jackson Smith and Jigba in this game, who's maybe going to win the Offensive Player of the Year. And you have two really good quarterbacks, two really good coaches. It just feels like somebody's legacy is going to get started.
Yeah, the biggest thing that's hindered me on this, and it's completely the opposite and different than what you alluded to, and maybe this is my fandom speaking, is that Seattle and New England have been there and done that. And now they're being here and doing that with less appealing figures. No offense to Sam Darnold, not as exciting as Russell Wilson and the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
No offense to Drake Mays, off to a great start, and Mike Vrabel, but the dynastic New England Patriots, the team that you hated for more reasons than just geography and division.
Right.
And so it's not unique teams. It's not like we're seeing teams we never see before.
Yeah, that
and
matters
we're seeing it
less
with
to me.
Less figures.
The teams matter less to me because it becomes more about the players.
No, I get that. And that's the difference. There's many differences between you and I. That's one of the differences. I'm a franchise kind of guy. Like, if you're going to give me newness, give me newness. There's nothing new about these franchises.
Yeah.
Again, 11 years ago, we had an all-time great Super Bowl between these two same franchises.
Yeah, if because we know where the Patriots are legacy-wise, just this generation from the last, let's call it 20 years. The Patriots are one of the teams.
Yeah, we see them all the time.
All right, in Seattle, I think it's more interesting from a Seattle standpoint because it's been so long since they felt like they could actually win one, and now they can with a cast-off quarterback who's on his fifth team.
Well, look, you're right. The Sam story is incredible. Drake May winning this early is incredible. Whoever wins the Super Bowl on Sunday, their franchise has already won.
Yeah.
And they've won recently.
Yeah, but not a lot for Seattle.
I get it, but they won a decade ago. They almost won two. They should have won back-to-back.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe that's my own bitterness, and even your guys' bitterness, because both these teams have won more recently than your team has.
Right. The first one that they won, Seattle won, it was interesting. It was compelling.
Absolutely. But that was then.
Yeah.
Right.
This is now.
And that first Seattle one they won was a blowout. Like the whole thing. That was MetLife.
Very good Cinco. Everyone will comment on it and hate it.
Yeah.
Real quick, if you're just tuning in, there has been some NBA trades. Let's get an update on it.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. So to catch you up, if you're just joining us, the Knicks have acquired Jose Alvarado from the Pelicans. They sent newly acquired Dalen Terry and 2 second-round picks along with cash to New Orleans. Now, this deal, right after it gets done, we find out Deuce McBride is likely to be sidelined for potentially the rest of the regular season with core muscle injury, which is a sports hernia.
Surgery.
Yes, surgery. I called it an injury. Surgery.
I mean, it is an injury, but it's also surgery.
And according to Shams, it looks like the Bucks are going to stay put here, and they have acquired, or they're trading Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey to the Suns. They get Nick Richards and Nigel Hayes-Davis back, and Giannis is going to stay put, and Giannis himself indicates that he would like to make a playoff push here with the Milwaukee Bucks.
This is the Bucks, Giannis, basically giving us news on what he's doing all the time.
Yes,
I'm taking a couple of days off because I have a calf injury, and I'm going to play for the rest of the season.
You're right. And that will be a big debate in Milwaukee land. One of the bigger trades, because this turned out to be a pretty entertaining trade deadline, even if things happened 2 or 3 days ahead of time. Obviously, we had the AD trade yesterday, Anthony Davis going to Washington. We also had James Harden go to Cleveland. And I read you this tweet yesterday because I thought it was perfect, a perfect, eloquent way to describe James Harden, which is thinking James Harden wants to be on your team in the long run is like thinking the stripper loves you. And I was like, that is so perfect.
Yeah. But
it's
I don't know
so
if James
accurate.
Harden wants to be on any team in the long run.
That's
I think
the
James
point.
Harden is seeking a championship.
Yeah. I think that's the point, but I think fans tend to think, oh, like I did.
Well,
he's going to be here for a while.
It's good in the short term. It's good for the season that he's with you. But you can expect that he's not going to want to be there long term.
Absolutely. So I thought that analogy was great, but I heard one yesterday that I think is better. So I'd like to play it for you. It's from Justin Termini, who does a great job on Sirius XM's NBA radio. I don't know if you ever met Justin. He is a unique guy. I like him. You think I'm awkward. Just meet JT with 2 T's. But he's also brilliant at what he does. So here is Justin Termini's analogy for James Harden and, how he's never going to be with you long term.
It's like, hey, let's just have fun for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Let's have fun for the next 3 years. That's the point.
For 3 months.
Exactly. You're not marrying Jennifer Lopez going, let's get old together. And you're not, trading for James Harden going, hey, let's get old together. You're saying like, hey, sweetheart, just provide for me. Give me a fun, couple of months here.
Wouldn't you want to get old with her?
Yeah, but she's not going to do it with you.
That's a good point.
And I think that's the point. Maybe you do want to get old with James Harden, but he ain't getting old with you. Listen,
what's he going to look like when he?
What does he look like now? I remember when James Harden was a Net, the brief period he was, and Kevin Durant re-signed. He took his extension. He's like, I'm going to be here for a long time. My vision was I'm going to get old with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. And I'll take my chances. And even if they're aging, they'll balance each other out. So I was this person. Like, I am the guy who thinks the stripper actually loves me.
Yeah, you lived it.
I lived it. So that's probably why I love these analogies so much, because I lived it, I experienced it, and it's so accurate. And much like James Harden and all those other locations, you'll probably walk away with a disease. My disease was called Ben Simmons.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Yeah.
That kind of disease.
What'd you think it was?
I have no idea. James Harden could have gone anywhere.
Let's go to Eddie in Staten Island. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, Eddie.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
We're good.
So I just want to just touch briefly. I think it was last week. I think Sean was making his argument about how he was saying Eli Manning, got snubbed and not a first ballot, yada, yada, yada. And then in that conversation, I think, Evan, you said there was a list of other guys that were on that list. And one guy you brought up, you said Luke Kuechly.
Yes.
And you said that you thought Luke Kuechly, was more of a, first ballot Hall of Famer than Eli was.
No, not first ballot. He's been on the ballot for a while. Just deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. He's waited for a while. He went to 5 All-Pros. He was 7-time Pro Bowler. He's one of the great linebackers of that generation.
Right. Well, I got one other guy on the list that you guys didn't bring up.
Go ahead.
And for me, this guy's more of a template for a first ballot Hall of Famer than Eli Manning. You can argue it, but I think he was better at his position than Eli was at his, and that's Jason Witten.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jason eventually does get in simply because of his accomplishments, his statistical accomplishments. But did he ever feel like he was the complete difference maker on that Cowboys team?
It's tough for a tight end to actually do that.
Yeah,
I know Tony Gonzalez is all-time.
Right, unless you're Gonzalez or Travis Kelce.
But I think that's kind of the problem. Like, all-pro is a great thing to look at because all-pro means you're the best of the best.
Yes.
Right? Jason Witten was an all-pro twice, which means, for the majority of his career, he wasn't widely considered the best tight end in the NFL. He was always very good, but never the best.
He's also penalized because of that was when the tight end, the position started evolving, started changing into being not just a inline blocker or like Jeremy Shockey, for instance. He's not a Hall of Famer, but Jeremy Shockey would do everything. Hey, Jeremy, go crack that 3 technique. And he'd go in there and try to do it. Tight ends these days don't do that. They're basically wide receivers. Let's put you as the X wide receiver, as a standalone outside the numbers wide receiver. And so the position has evolved. So it's hard to judge it over time.
Yeah, I think the thing about Eli is that right now there are more guys deserving to get into the Hall than who are in the Hall. And so it's almost like you're on a waiting list.
That's interesting. You're right about that.
Does that make sense?
100%. There are guys in the Hall of Fame who can't compare to the guys that are waiting to get in the Hall of Fame.
Right. I mean, Luke Kuechly is a great example. Like, he was all-pro like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
He's clearly a Hall of Famer. So I would look at the Hall of Fame as there's this pain-in-the-ass line, and you're waiting on the line.
And only 5 get in.
Right. Now, you'll get in. Like, Eli Manning will get in.
Yes.
Right? But he may have to wait a while. And that sucks because lines are a pain in the
Right.
ass.
And if a while is 3 to 5 years, it's okay.
That's not bad.
No.
Look at how long Harry Carson waited.
Yeah.
He waited a long-ass time. I wish you could have a fast pass like they have at Disney.
Yeah.
What a great invention that is.
Harry got in because he basically said, I don't want to be in.
Yeah.
Stop considering me.
Yeah, he was getting pissed about the whole thing.
He should have.
Those fast pass are expensive, though. But they're worth it. Like, who wants to waste their time just standing on the line?
Don't tell me.
Well, you didn't do it?
No, we're obviously going to have to do it. But, it's just the extra add-on.
Oh, by the way, I'm unrelated to everything, but I've been asked this question by like 18 different people, so I'd like to address it on the air. Over the weekend, I saw Rascal Flatts, and there has been talk all over TikTok, all over social media, that Rascal Flatts is washed and that you are wasting your money by seeing them
voices
because their singing is so bad.
Their singing's a little flat?
Yes. Yeah, I see what you did.
Oh, you're such a rascal saying something like that.
So I've got audio, and I'll play it for you, and you tell me if this is bad or not.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because I loved Rascal Flatts. I had a great time, but I also acknowledge that other people are feeling differently. So I was able to get some audio of Rascal Flatts singing. This isn't a joke. Like, this is literally from
the concert.
A concert.
Oh, a concert, not the one you went to.
This is. I can't say it's mine.
Yeah.
But it's from a different concert. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Is that bad?
Wow.
That sounds like whining.
Sounds like Joe B. answering a cause question.
Oh, no.
So you agree with the critics?
No, because I think when you're in the arena, it feels different.
Yeah, I had a good time.
It feels different when the music is a cacophony. Like, you can't, and it just, the words. So it's like you're singing it in your head or you're hearing it in your head. And it's just, it's hard to take that and say, yeah, they were terrible.
You know what I think it is? There are people out there. I think Chris McMonagle is a great example of it. I'm complimenting him, by the way, Big Mac. This is not actually going to be a knock. Big Mac's like a music guy. Like, he sings music. He loves music. He appreciates it. He's a Beatles connoisseur. Like, he is a music snob. And I say that as a compliment. I'm not. I'm an idiot. Like, I just sit there and I'm like, ooh, sounds good. I think someone like Big Mac would go to the concert and say, wow, this is bad. Someone like me, a simpleton, is like, oh, I love this song. This is great. Bless the Broken Road. This is fantastic. And so I think when it comes to them, or really anybody like this, it comes to how much of a snob you are when it comes to music.
Yeah, because music is, it's subjective in the moment because you want to hear what you hear on the radio or when you listen to that album the first time. And sometimes it's just hard to match it, especially as guys start to get a little bit older. And so it's why, like, the Grateful Dead were phenomenal for so long. It's why Dave Matthews is so good because he's not really singing and hitting notes. He's telling a story.
Right.
And you're just listening to the poetry of the music.
And that's what I was doing with them. I was just listening to their music.
Suck it. So you enjoyed it.
I had a good time, but I this is like a big thing now on the internet that Rascal Flatts is bad. And because I went, it's like, oh, Evan, tell us the truth. And that's the truth. Like, yes, to a lot of people, they must suck. To me, I'm just sitting there with my beer being like, this is great.
What was Saintly Sylvia's reaction?
She was she heard it. She didn't think it was bad, but she heard it, and there were certain moments and notes where she's like, eh. She also had the observation that they kept the arena very loud, almost on purpose.
I mean, maybe. So, real question, did it affect what happened when you went to the hotel room?
Excuse me?
Did it affect what happened when you went to the hotel room?
That is a very private question.
The sound Evan played was actually him.
Well, you guys are something else over there.
I mean, you had a date night away from the kids.
We did have a date night.
I'm just wondering.
All right. It was we had a great time.
That's all that matters.
Thank you. Let's go. Let's go to John in Margaretville. What's up, John?
Well, first off, I really love the three of you together. I think it's a great show.
Thank you.
You were talking about Tom Brady's competitiveness earlier. I was in the car listening.
Yes.
And I've got a story which can kind of magnify just how competitive that guy is.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you know, there's a sport called chess boxing. It's an actual legitimate sport that has a world champion chess boxer, and they box for 3 minutes. Round one and round two, they bring out a table and they play chess for 3 minutes, and they alternate back and forth until somebody gets knocked out or TKO'd or there's a decision. Well, the chess boxing champion of the world at the time that I read this story, and it was about 10 years ago, he was a student at one time at Michigan when Tom Brady was there.
All right.
And he was in a downtown gym where he was one of the managers doing the boxing part of whatever they did in that downtown gym. So one day, Tom Brady walks into the gym, and of course he knows it's Tom Brady because everybody in Ann Arbor knows he was a senior and the starting quarterback. Everybody knows that. And Brady says to him, you know, I want to experience boxing. I've never boxed, and I want to know what it's like to be able to box. And this guy's like to himself saying, oh, God, if I hurt this guy... You know, I'm mud. They could close us down. But he agrees to do it, and he just goes kind of through the motions where he's pulling his punches and so on and so forth when he's doing it. And Brady stops him. And he said, I came here because I want to know what it's like to box. I want to know the real thing, what it's like to be in a match like that. So the guy says to himself, okay, bud, if this is what you want.
Oh, boy, yeah.
You're going to get it, and he gives it to him. I mean, he really goes at him as if he was really in a boxing piece.
Wow.
And after a few minutes, Brady stops it, and he says, okay, that's enough. I get it. I understand it. And he says, I'll never do that again, you know, when I'm there. But it just kind of magnifies who would do that. I mean, I can't imagine walking into a gym having never boxed and wanting to.
I mean, there's a level of toughness to that and, you know, craziness. Now, I don't know if that equates to Tom Brady being such a competitor that he won't root for the team he played for decades, and his competitive nature is, hey, I got Super Bowls, and I don't want Drake May to catch me, and I'm not risking it by him getting number one. Now, is that the same? I don't know. But I've always had that stereotype of athletes. I said to you at the top of the show, Teak, I stereotyped you after the Super Bowl. I was like, yeah, Teak, you don't want them to win. Now, that's not true because I asked Grok, and Grok said that you were rooting for the Giants.
Of course I was.
And all evidence is there that you did. So, good. But Tom Brady's opening his mouth saying, I got no dog in this fight. You know, I was there for 20 years. I won a lot. And it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Right.
He sounded like Mike a little bit.
Clown.
Like, I've been here for a long time. I've done this. Like, almost reading his resume when you don't need to. We all know Mike's the greatest. We all know Tom's the greatest. Like, what? So, it's weird. I don't know if his competitive nature is that, though. Or if it's, as you put out there and Sean put out there, hey, he just doesn't want people mad at him. But the reality is, by Tom Brady saying he doesn't have a dog in the fight, he's made people mad at him.
Including his teammates.
His former teammates, current Patriots, and the people that love him more than anybody, which are Patriot fans. So it's a major miscalculation.
Who do you think has more people mad at him this week, Brady or me?
Who's mad at you? I thought half the people. In fact, I put out a poll yesterday, a very divisive poll.
Jet fans are mad at me.
They're still mad at you?
Still mad at me.
I put out a poll
They can't
yesterday.
possibly think Woody Johnson's a big bad man.
I put out a poll yesterday.
They just don't
because
want you saying it.
Of course.
You're the bad messenger. I put out the poll saying, who do you trust more, Craig Carton or Sean Morash? It ended up getting close to 10,000 votes. So it was a good showing. That's a good number, I guess, for X polls.
Yeah.
And you beat them 52% to 48%. So, like, don't you feel as if the wind is at your back?
I guess, sure. The wind can't knock me over.
Well, clearly you don't feel that way because
you're still worried about it.
Yeah.
No, it's not worry. It's just, you know.
The people already decided that they trust you more than the Jets.
That's right.
Or Craig.
You know what, Evan? You're right. The people have spoken.
So then what's the issue?
I don't know. I just saw, by the way, did you see this on Tuesday? Nikki just tweeted out that she thinks the Knicks could be in on Draymond Green.
That's not true. Are you trying to start a Craig versus...
Should I hit Evan with that in the newsroom? I mean, Craig with that in the newsroom?
No, because he'll go on the air and go nuclear on her with bad information. That is so funny. Oh, man. The Knicks are not getting Draymond Green.
Yeah.
But it was a creative idea that Craig had.
It was.
Unfortunately, I think Draymond and Karl Anthony Towns wouldn't last 5 minutes with each other.
It'd be a good boxing match.
Yeah. Jordan Poole would have to call Karl Anthony Towns.
It would end terribly. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, the NBA trade deadline will end at 3 o'clock. We got about an hour to go. It feels like the big pieces have been moved. I'm actually waiting on the Nets to make a trade, probably Cam Thomas being dumped somewhere. I heard actually Milwaukee is interested as a possible destination. But the Knicks trading for Jose Alvarado, and of course the news that Deuce McBride is going to have surgery and may miss the rest of the regular season. Let's go to Damian in St. James. Hey, Damian.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
All's well.
I have a Super Bowl point and, if possible, a basketball point. But
Yes.
I was thinking about, how could, as New Yorkers, could we have juice in the Super Bowl? I mean, it's all about Drake May's shoulder. If he gets hurt and Tommy DeVito comes in, then we have something to, and then if you put a bet on it that he might come in, there's probably good odds right now for that,
Yeah, but I think, isn't he the third-string
Yeah,
quarterback?
Josh Dobbs. Is
Oh, he's third?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, was he
okay.
the
All right.
emergency so that, would we go, okay,
you could get to a spot 2 injuries. DeVito comes in versus Darnold.
But at that point, the game is probably kind of decided.
Yeah.
Unless it's a couple injuries quick in the first quarter, and then you're sitting there going, wait a minute, is this really... Now, that's a juice.
Can you imagine if Tommy DeVito was the Patriots?
Especially because of the fact he is the third-string quarterback. You need so much crap to happen for that to occur.
But I'm saying if it did occur, and he just went out there and beasted it.
You know what the other problem is? Yes, in the moment it would be cool. It's not a part of the hype. I think that's the first time Tommy DeVito's name has been mentioned.
I mean, he is
this week.
He might be the only player on that Patriots team that has a national commercial right now.
You're right.
I'm not even joking.
That's sad.
It just is.
No, I get
He has
you.
this cult of personality that has just been lasting.
He does, but it hasn't yet impacted Super Bowl hype. We in New York haven't talked about him. Has anybody at this radio station mentioned the two names Tommy DeVito connected in the last 4 days?
No.
If they have, I missed it. Crazy. But it would be fun if he got into the game, but he's unfortunately not getting into the game. We will talk about the game tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you've missed any of the show, rewind it on the Odyssey app. Carton Show is next.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Golden State Warriors have finally traded Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga is heading to Atlanta for Kristaps Porzingis as he heads to the Bay. Kuminga represents the Warriors' attempt to blend the old with the new